with their long soft hair falling, flying as they run. Oh, they smile so shy and they flirt so well, and they lay you down so fast till you look straight up and say, oh Lord, am I really hearing this? Who wants to play those eights and aces? Who wants a raise? Who needs a steak? Who wants to take that long shot gamble and head out the fire lane? Head out to the fire lane and head out to the fire lane and head out to the head out the fire lane. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it?
The Van Wert Cougars are invading Golden Bear Stadium tonight. Join us for pregame starting at 6:30 with the kickoff at 7 right here on Q 96.5.
Power of love is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Change
Hey, it's Football Friday night, the first Football Friday of the 2019 season. Join me, Chris Malenga, and Brandon Fisher as the Bryan Golden Bears play host to the Cougars of Van Wert. Pregame and the kickoff coming up right here on Q 96.5.
At American Family Insurance, we believe that with the right support, any dream is possible. For auto, home, business, or life, contact us today.
Contact Danielle Vanetta, agent at 419-636-0408, or stop by 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI. American Family Insurance Company. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Hey everyone, Q96.5 is your home for Brian Golden Bears football. Keep it locked right here. Brian football coming up.
Does your dream home include a lakefront property with a stunning view, vaulted ceilings, finished basement, and a 3-car garage? If so, you need to call Misty King of Amerimaid Realty and ask about the gorgeous home she has at 726 Shoreline Drive in Holland, Ohio. Located on Hidden Harbor Lake, this incredible home boasts some amazing features, including a permanent dock, private lake with 2 beaches and a sandbar, a phenomenal trellis deck spanning the entire back of the home, and more. Phone Misty today at 633-4997. Amerimaid Realty, your hometown real estate pro.
it's Chris Malenga, voice of the Brian Golden Bears here on Q96.5. We've got Brian Football coming up tonight. Join me and Brandon Fisher for kickoff. Keep it locked right here on Q96.5. it's Chris Malenga. We've got Brian Golden Bears football coming up right here on Q96.5 WQCT Brian. Keep it right here. Kickoff coming up.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com. King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. They have just what you're looking for.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
The service is over. All the family and friends have returned home. Everybody's returned to their own life. Sometimes there just needs to be a little more help. That's when the staff at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Aftercare Director Kurt Bennett are here to continue to serve you.
Whether it's through grief groups, needing additional information, or sitting down with Kurt, we can help you cope during your grief journey. From pre-need to aftercare, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home. Just because you walked out the door doesn't mean we forgot about you.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veterans Service Office.
Looking for tickets to any event? Z Seats can get them for you. Want to see Hamilton in Indianapolis? Luke Bryant in Noblesville or Fort Wayne? Any event, any city. Best of all, Z Seats sells the tickets for less than all other ticket resellers. Plus, there are never any service charges or hidden fees. If you're looking for tickets, any tickets, call Zach Hazlett at Z Seats or visit them on Facebook.
Pioneer home buyers. Misty King just listed a spacious 2-story brick home just a block from downtown, and you won't want to miss it. Listed at only $79,500, this home offers a potential of 4 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a large 2-car garage with workshop, hardwood floors, large kitchen, and more. So if you or someone you know is looking for a budget-friendly home in Pioneer, phone Misty King today at 419-633-4997. That's Misty King of Amerimaid Realty, your hometown real estate pro.
And welcome out to Bryan High School, where tonight it's the first game of the 2019 football season here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Good evening. I'm Chris Malenga alongside Coach Brandon Fisher. And Brandon, what a beautiful night for football.
Yeah, it feels great. It's good to get the scrimmages out of the way, and it's later than usual, a week later than usual for football starting. Usually you start school, you're thinking that week or the next week, I want to get out there and go, and had to wait a little longer than normal, but kind of makes the excitement that much more too.
Absolutely. We're going to actually play a Friday night game in November for the first time in quite some time, November 1st.
Yeah, it's great that the state did that because it's right on our first day of basketball practice, so that really helps me out a lot.
Sure it does. Sure it does. You know, these two teams are coming off of Division IV playoff appearances last year. Van Wert went 9-3 on the season, advanced to the second round of the playoffs after beating Huron 33-14 in the first round, and then they lost to St. Mary's, their WBL opponent, 55-20 in the regional semis. Bryan, meanwhile, coming off a 7-4 campaign in 2018, the Bears finished with a 20-6 loss at Clear Fork, down at Clear Fork, and you know, last year Van Wert got the better of the victory with a 34-7 victory over the Bears. So you know, both teams had a pretty successful season last year, but if you talk to Coach Redhead, which we did, you're going to know that he's not satisfied with 7-4.
Yeah, I think with all the seniors coming back, especially a guy like Nate Miller, who was the league offensive player of the year, and another guy named Connor Arthur, who plays both ways, receiver and, you know, corner for the Bears. He's really athletic, and those guys coming back are going to lead the team. And a couple big boys up front too. You never have enough size up there, so that's something that's going to be kind of an advantage tonight over Van Wert.
Now, you know, last year, Bryan, as I said, lost to Van Wert by a score of 34-7, but after that, they reeled off 6 victories in a row, and so they kind of got that taste out of their mouth, but I know that they've circled this game on the calendar for sure after the way last season's ended.
Well, it was a little testy down there last year, too. It was kind of fun. I mean, other than the fact we lost, like, all the guys are getting after it, and you can tell Bryan's getting more competitive, but Van Wert's pretty darn good, too. I mean, you lose 2 games in WBL, that kind of league, and the only 2 were Wapak and St. Mary's. That tells you what kind of team they had last year. Now they lose a huge piece in a guy named Nate Place. That was their quarterback, leading rusher, leading passer. So he's gone. Another one named Drew Bagley, who was 6'4", I think 220 pounds, you know, a heck of a kind of college body, and he's gone. He was really a lead blocker, leading receiver last year too for them. So they're gone. They still got a guy named Owen Treese, which is a heck of an athlete, so Bryan's going to have to keep him contained.
All right, we're going to take our first time out of the evening, and when we come back, we'll preview this game some more right here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger is a great group of experts with a common goal: to serve the legal needs of this area with the greatest degree of integrity and excellence. Along with that, they respect and support the athletes in tonight's game for their determination and teamwork. An attorney's relationship with their client is like the one between a coach and their player, a position of trust. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger are proud supporters of all the athletes and wish them continued success always.
Does your dream home include a lakefront property with a stunning view, vaulted ceilings, finished basement, and a 3-car garage? If so, you need to call Misty King of Amerimaid Realty and ask about the gorgeous home she has at 726 Shoreline Drive in Holland, Ohio. Located on Hidden Harbor Lake, this incredible home boasts some amazing features, including a permanent dock, private lake with 2 beaches and a sandbar, a phenomenal trellis deck spanning the entire back of the home, and more. Phone Misty today at 633 24997. AmeriMade Realty, your hometown real estate pro. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services presents another way to make you feel better. An annual checkup for your heating and cooling system. They'll do a thorough exam and make sure your system is running safely and efficiently, because a checkup today keeps the breakdown away. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services is also offering 0% financing for up to 72 months on select Lennox equipment. To learn more about a new system or to schedule your checkup, call Starks Plumbing and Heating Services at 800-329-4040 today, or go to starksphs.com.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, it's Bryan at Van Wert. Tonight, actually, we're here, so I guess it's Van Wert at Bryan. Coach Brandon Fisher and Chris Malanga with you here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. You know, Bryan, we talked a little bit about Van Wert's losses, but Bryan lost four pretty decent players in Drew Peters, Matt Harold, Bryson Andrews, and Keegan Brown. Those are all league players. So how do you replace guys like that?
Well, I think, you know, Bryson Andrews was the leading receiver on the team and really kind of came into his own the second half of the year. And I think a guy like Connor Arthur's going to have to step in and play both ways now and take that kind of role. You've got Adam Fireover, who's going to be a senior. He's a senior now. Who's going to have to step up as well. So if you're talking about replacing him, I don't know if you really replace him. Everybody else step up their game and kind of take that spot. Also, Matt Harold was a huge deal. I mean, I watched him get 23 sacks in one game. I think the one we watched. I don't remember what it was, but whatever it was, maybe 6 at least he got, and it was incredible. So that's a big deal. For a team like Van Wert, who loves to roll out their quarterback, you're going to have to set the edge and keep him kind of locked inside. It's one of those things that you got a couple sophomores on Van Wert's team that are on the line, and the guys from Bryan on the defensive line can really attack. I think last year kind of hurt them.
Yeah, you know, Bryan finished, as we said, 7-4 overall, 5-2 in the league, and they were third behind Liberty Center and Patrick Henry. And after that opening loss to Van Wert, they reeled off 6 in a row. They won against Woodward, Fairview, Swanton, home against Wauseon, Archbold, and at Delta. And so they got 6 in a row before they ran into that buzzsaw that's Patrick Henry and Liberty Center. And Brandon, I mean, those two teams are other teams that we're going to be looking at in the league to be pretty tough this year.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the league, they're going to be big. Patrick Henry's picked number 1 again. Liberty lost a lot, but they're always tough. It really doesn't matter. You know, what they lose, they bring it back. And you're talking about a team in PH, they've got a kid that plays quarterback and nose guard. I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, if there's a Madden team for high school, he would be on it. It's incredible. And although those guys are going to be really good, you got Archbold is going to be pretty solid, I would imagine. So there's a long way to go. If you're talking week 1, you know, right now the coaches are worried about the first snap. You know, not a lot of penalties, just stuff like that to kind of get in a groove. And you got to remember too, I heard this is the oldest rivalry or opening game in Ohio. And after last year, with the way it kind of went, kind of got smacked around a little bit and how testy it was, I think they're really not worried about the league just yet. This was kind of one I would want to get back on the Van Wert team.
Absolutely. We talked to Coach, earlier this week and talked a bit about, this game, and we're going to take a quick timeout. And when we come back, we will review last year, the season with Coach Redhead. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com. King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. They have just what you're looking for.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Krill Funeral Service today.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Here at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we understand that each person is unique in their own way.
We help families honor the lives of those they love by highlighting what made their loved ones special and honoring the legacy that was left.
Funerals are only limited by one's imagination and what they feel is appropriate.
Please allow us to work with you when the time comes to provide compassionate and personalized service for you and your family.
Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we are always here when you need us.
Welcome out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malenga with Coach Grant Redhead here for Extra Point. Coach, we had a season last year, 7-4, and just a good season with the playoffs. And, you know, I was looking at the roster and quite a few names, seniors that are departed from this team. And, you know, a good team last year.
Yeah, you know, we lost 9 seniors, but the best thing about it is, you know, out of those kids, we've had quality backups. Another thing is, you know, our kids are developing, and we really work hard to develop the freshmen and sophomores into players that we can rely on Friday night by the time they're a junior, and we're starting to get that.
Watched a little bit of the scrimmage, you know, and obviously you're not going to show other stuff, all the stuff you want to do. You don't want to get out on film, but from what we saw, it looked like the offense was humming pretty well, and then some good defensive stuff as well.
Yeah, you know, we had 2 really good scrimmages. Yeah, we had the one injury in the last one, but, you know, it wasn't life-threatening. It was just season-ending. But, you know, I like where our defense is at. We subbed. We put some young kids in stressful situations. They battled. They made them earn the touchdowns they got. You know, but you know the older kids are unscored upon, and I like that going into week 1 because last year we had a lot of big plays scored on us in Van Wert, and I don't want that to happen again. So I think we're peaking.
Yeah, absolutely. A good time of the year to peak. Now, you guys lost to Van Wert last year, 34-7, but then after that, you ripped off 6 in a row, a winning streak. And so, you know, how important is it to get this season started off on the right foot?
Oh, it's huge. You know, when you start off with a win, everything just snowballs, and the kids get confidence. We have some unfinished business with the last touchdown they scored on us last year, and that's all I'll say about that. But, you know, we've been very focused on this game all year long. And at random times I'd say, okay, guys, you got 187 days till you play Van Wert. You better be getting better. And, you know, things like that. So I've kept their focus. They're really zeroed in.
Absolutely. Now, you guys ripped off those wins against Woodward, Fairview, Swanton, Wauseon, Archbold, Delta, and then you had Patrick Henry and Liberty Center. And those are always 2 teams that are just tough teams because they're right up there with you guys in the top of the league.
Yeah, they had fantastic senior classes, and PH has actually got they've got 3 top players in our league coming back with Ramey, Morrow, and Schwiebert. They're really good players, but, you know, again, I think we've got 9, 10, 11 good players on the field at the same time and not just 3. So we're going to sit there and we're going to give those guys run for their money. Be the best, you got to beat the best.
Absolutely. Now, taking a look at the schedule, though, that's where you have to go back-to-back away. How does that factor into things, going to those 2 long bus rides and going far away for 2 games in a row?
It is what it is. You know, you can't ever, sometimes it works out that way, sometimes it doesn't. We did it 2 years ago, you know, so it's just the way it goes. We have to go to Woodward, and then we have to go to Wauseon 2 weeks later. We got 3 in a row in the beginning, so we'll be prepared.
Okay, sounds good. Now, you guys went to the Division 4 Region 14 first-round playoff game against Clear Fork, and that was another long ride, but a good Clear Fork team. And, you know, I know the goal is always to win that league, but how important is it to make the playoffs? And last year, you guys kind of just sneaked in under the wire right at the end, right?
Well, you know, we won and Napoleon lost, and we were even up, and our opponents that we had beat were making the playoffs. Right. You know, we played quite a few playoff teams last year. Van Wert, Fairview, Liberty, and PH. You know, we had 4 on our schedule. That really helped us too, even though we lost to them. But you know, the biggest thing is to get into the playoffs is an honor in Ohio. You know, it was a little easier in Florida, and that first game was usually a gimme. Up here, nothing's a gimme. And, you know, I've enjoyed doing it in both states, but it's definitely tougher here. And I think we have the makings of a team that could go back if the ball bounces our way.
Awesome. Well, if you think about it, before you got here, Bryan hadn't been to the playoffs but for a couple years, and it had been within the last 10 years is when they went to the playoffs. So, I mean, the whole time of the school hadn't been there, and so it's a fairly new phenomenon to be in the playoffs here, but that's something you guys want to keep up and make that the tradition.
Yeah, every year. You know, that's your goal. And we all have goals. I tell the kids to set team goals and personal goals. And, you know, we want to have a winning season. We want to make it to the playoffs, and we want to win the league. And you know, you can put them in any order you want, but they're all 3 important goals. And I think our kids are working hard for that.
We're going to talk about Van Wert here in a minute, but tell me some of the names we're going to see this year that are really going to be the leaders. Obviously, it starts with Nate Miller, your quarterback.
Yeah, Nate's a great leader. Connor Arthur, Dom James, or Nathan James Jr. Those are probably the 3 that stand out the most, but then we got Payne Frank, Carter Hoffman, Noah Tressler. You know, this senior class I've been with ever since I got here, and, you know, I've got to really know them, and they're doing an outstanding job. You know, Adam Fireovitz's being a great leader, and he's taking over kicking duties. And even though it's not his favorite thing to do, he goes, hey, the team needs me to do it, I'll do it, I don't mind. And that's the attitude. They want to do what the team needs.
So for those people that aren't really used to football, tell us a little bit about the offensive and defensive schemes they're going to see.
Well, on offense, we're spread, we're wide open, we are going to run the ball, but we have a very, very pronounced passing attack. We want to be more balanced this year instead of more pass than run. Defensively, we play an even front, which is a 40 front. It's a 4-2-5. It's good against the spread. It's good against the wing. You can adapt it to anything and make it a 6-2, a 5-2, you know, a 4-4. It doesn't matter.
Just by shifting personnel around.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at this Van Wert team that we're going to be facing. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Looking for tickets to any event? Z Seats can get them for you. Want to see Hamilton in Indianapolis? Luke Bryant in Noblesville or Fort Wayne? Any event, any city. Best of all, Z Seats sells the tickets for less than all other ticket resellers. Plus, there are never any service charges or hidden fees. If you're looking for tickets, any tickets, call Zach Hazlett at Z Seats or visit them on Facebook.
At American Family Insurance, we believe that with the right support, any dream is possible. For auto, home, business, or life, contact us today.
Contact Danielle Vanetta, agent at 419-636-0408 or stop by 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI. American Family Insurance Company. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
You've worked hard to build your business. Doesn't it deserve premier insurance coverage? Protect it with the Central Premier policy from Central Mutual Insurance Company. Simply better coverage for your insurance dollar, backed by quality service. For your security, your protection, and your peace of mind, trust Central Mutual Insurance and Andrews O'Neill & Lowe. With offices in Archbold, Bryan, and Wasion, or find us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Where tonight the Van Wert Cougars are here to play against the Bryan Golden Bears. Chris Malenga and Brandon Fisher and the Van Wert team did not quickly get off the field, Brandon, and the marching band marched right in between them.
That was awesome. Never seen that before.
Yeah. They apparently did not leave the field at the 30-minute countdown.
Hey, you got to follow the schedule no matter what.
Right? So. That's right. And the band did what they were supposed to do. They kept marching. I've seen, I've seen in Notre Dame games where like fans will run across, like they're outside the stadium where fans will run across, and the band will cold cock you.
Well, what do you expect in Notre Dame games? There's not a whole lot good going on there. But it's not quite Stanford Cal, the band running into people, but that was funny to watch. Good for the band members. They didn't move at all.
That's right. There you go. So we're going to send it down to the field for pregame.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we invite you to join the Bryan Band by standing as we play God Bless America. At this time, would Charles and Janelle Albertson please move to the south end zone, please? Charles and Janelle Albertson, please report to the south end zone.
Overlooking thing.
Spirit pregame here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We're going to have senior night activities happening, and we'll bring that to you as well. You're listening to WQCT Bryan, BryanSports.com, and BMU Channel 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with sincere appreciation that we honor senior parents tonight for the dedication, time, encouragement, pride, and support they offer their children involved in interscholastic athletic competition and marching band. Without your help, these programs would fail to achieve all that is possible for the students. Thanks go to each of you for your support. Now for the introduction of our 2019 Senior Golden Bears and their parents. Senior football players and their parents. Preston Ankney, escorted by Joseph Ankney and Jessica Benedict. Connor Arthur, escorted by Jack and Veronica Arthur. Logan Clemens, escorted by Randy and Casey Clemens. Austin Dean, escorted by Christine. Adam Fireovid, escorted by Steve and Michelle Fireovid. Payne, escorted by Crooks and Clay Frank. Isaiah, escorted by Neil Rivera and Daniel. Houch, escorted by Steve and Melissa Houch. Carter Hoffman, escorted by Matt and Jamie Houch. Dom James, escorted by Nathan Tonda James. Nate Miller, escorted by Mark and Kim Miller.
Yes.
Jake Stubblefield, escorted by Jason and Sarah Stubblefield. Noah Tressler, escorted by Todd and Barb Tressler. Lucas Dahl, escorted by Charles and Jonelle Albertson. Special escort by Teresa Kuzmal. Senior cheerleaders and their parents. Kerrigan Dick, member of cheerleading and marching band, escorted by Kevin Dick. Megan Grimm, escorted by Doug and Vicki Grimm. Senior members of the girls cross-country team and their parents. Abram Myers, escorted by Myers. Audrey Zimmerman, cross-country and girls soccer, escorted by TJ and Carrie Zimmerman. Senior members of the boys cross-country team and their parents. Ethan Cox, escorted by Chris and Karen Cox. Braden Link, escorted by Sandy Shirkey and Randy Link. Tyler Mannon, member of cross country and boys soccer, escorted by Jason Mannon and Deb Mannon. Noah Meyer, escorted by Steve and Sherry Meyer. Caleb Zuber, escorted by Morris Zuber and Betsy Senior members of the golf team and their parents. Case Hartman, escorted by Scott and Pam Hartman. Senior members of the girls soccer team and their parents. Alyssa DeWitt, escorted by Father Ed DeWitt, mother and stepfather Tiffany and Shane Stembridge. Allie DuBois, escorted by Doug and Glenda DuBois. Jessica Muller, member of girls soccer and marching band, escorted by Denise and Jerry Stallings and Pete Muller. Maggie Voigt, escorted by Steve and Kelly Voigt. Senior members of the boys soccer team and their parents. Travis Boffman, escorted by Troy and Tricia Boffman. Brooks Brown, escorted by Jason and Heidi Brown. Tristan Dilworth, escorted by Seth Dilworth. Reese Jackson, escorted by Jack and Wendy Jackson. Joseph Kimball, escorted by Becky and Bob Kimball. Maxwell Kimball, escorted by Dennis and Amy Kimple. Keegan McCashin, escorted by Kyle and Kelly McCashin. Keegan Pettit, escorted by Kyle and Sarah Pettit. Brendan Reiser, escorted by Dave and Heather Reiser. Senior members of the tennis team and their parents. Sydney Davis, escorted by Bernie and Terry Davis. Janessa Johnson, escorted by Greg and Amy Johnson. Abby Snyder, escorted by Tim and Jackie Snyder. Senior members of the volleyball team and their parents. Kelly Miller, escorted by Dave and Pam Miller. Jessica Robb, escorted by Joe and Dana Robb. Grace Rohr, escorted by Brock and Tasha Rohr. McKenna Turner, escorted by Heather and Adam Dunson and Ben and Tasha Baldwin. Courtney Wheatrow, escorted by Rick and Krista Wheatrow. Senior band members and their parents. Caden Duff, escorted by Risa Duff. Hannah Goodrich, escorted by Thomas and Holly Goodrich. Erica Grimm, escorted by Rob and Brenda Grimm. Emma Mead, escorted by Quinn and Christy Mead. Jordan Ritter, escorted by Steve and Mandy Ritter. Alicia Schaefer, escorted by Jamie Schaefer and Shelley Schaefer.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
On the Golden Bears Sports Network, it's Extra Point with Chris Malanga and Coach Grant Redhead. Now, Coach, Van Wert, the oldest opening rivalry in high school football for Ohio. I don't know if they've ever told you that, but that's the first game that's been happening for the longest time. And last year, they finished the season 9-3, went into the second round of the playoffs, but they lost a lot of players.
Yeah, they did. They had WBL Offensive Player of the Year in Nate Place, and we had ours for the NWAL, but last year they were a really good football team. They lost those guys. They got a lot of inexperienced linemen playing and skill. The good thing is we reloaded. We lost 5 starters, out of the 9 seniors. So, and the other kids did play, but we've got everybody coming back with experience. And I think the biggest thing that hurt us last year is we gave up 4 big plays. They turned out to be touchdowns, and then we had a brain meltdown, to say it one way, and we let them score on a fake punt. And because we weren't doing what we were, even the kids know, we're not coached to do that. We understand, Coach. So I think they're, last year's last year. It's gone. I'm still holding a little bit of a grudge, but we'll take care of that Friday night.
Absolutely. So what are we going to see from them as far as offense and defense?
They play the same defense as us. They play a 40 front, 4-2-5. They play it a little bit different. Offensively, they're spread as well. 2x2 and 3x1 formations. A lot of passing. It's going to be an air it out game, but hopefully we can get a ground game going. And I like running the football when I can, because it takes over the game. It gives your defense time to rest, choose the clock, and it helps you keep the lead.
How are they with their guys that are coming up in their skill positions, quarterback, running back, wide receiver?
Quarterback was a sophomore starting receiver last year, and they moved him there. And the Treese kid, he's pretty good, but still, he's not what last year's was. And also, they don't have this 6'6", 6'7" receiver, DN. They lost several offensive and defensive linemen, linebackers. They're H-back, fullback. It's a lot of new faces, so I'm just looking at it going, okay, well, we'll see. And, I know my kids are ready because they've really focused. And I've got them that focus this week. I'll have it next week. These kids are getting it mentally and physically.
That's good. Any weirdness or difference in special teams for them?
No, I haven't. Their kicker isn't as good. They had a pretty good kicker. The Bagley did the punting, and he was pretty good at it. He could get it 60 yards. They're not quite as solid at kicking in the kicking game, so hopefully that'll be an advantage to us.
Now, if you to win this game, what is it that you need to do as Bryan Golden Bears?
What we need to play fundamental football. We need to tackle well. We need to block well. We got to catch everything that's near us. Those 3 things are going to make a big difference. If we start dropping balls or missing blocks and missing tackles, we're in trouble. Last year, they hit us on 2 big pass plays, or 3, and a big run. And my corners had a rough night. They've been motivated. That's not going to happen.
All right. Well, we're going to see what happens with the Golden Bears as they try to look for Week 1 win. We'll be back with the kickoff after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop As a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
At the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Looking for tickets to any event? Z-Seats can get them for you. Want to see Hamilton in Indianapolis? Luke Bryant in Noblesville or Fort Wayne? Any event, any city. Best of all, Z-Seats sells the tickets for less than all other ticket resellers. Plus, there are never any service charges or hidden fees. If you're looking for tickets, any tickets, call Zach Hazlett at Z-Seats or visit them on Facebook.
Out on this network, want to thank our sponsors, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger, Amerimaid Realty, Stark Seating and Cooling, Bryan Parks and Rec, by Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, American Family Insurance, Bryan Ford Lincoln, King's Flooring and Furniture, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, BMU Cable and High Speed Internet, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Jason Deach Collision, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris Malenga, live from Bryan High School, alongside Coach Brandon Fisher. And Coach, Van Wert comes to town here. Overall, last year, 9-3, 7-2 in the Western Buckeye League. They run a spread offense, defensive 4-2, but they lost 16 Lettermen last year.
Yeah, they did. They lost 16 guys, mainly Nate Place. We talked about him. This is a guy, a quarterback, who ran for almost 1,600 yards. And, it's the guy that was just hard to stop running that option read, and really couldn't stop him, really couldn't stop Jake Hillary either, who had over 1,200 rushing yards last year. He is actually back for them, but he's not playing tonight. It's a huge, huge difference not having him in there. Big kid, 6'2", 205, senior that won't be playing. And also, if you're talking about Nate Place, over 1,700 passing yards that Owen Treese is going to have to step into and try and fill those shoes. So that's not easy to do.
He also had 29 touchdowns he scored on his own and 13 passing touchdowns. So he accounted for a ton of their scoring last year.
That's Madden-type numbers. It's impressive. And last year, it was just a lot of those were, tosses to Owen Treese, tosses to Tanner Barnhart, who's back for them, their leading receiver coming back. And right now, we also had a play I'm thinking about in the back of my mind where Treese took it and threw it to Nate Place, and we got a little preview of maybe what kind of quarterback he'll be like. But watching him on film, he's incredibly athletic. They've got a lot of guys that are experienced, 12 guys coming back that are Lettermen, even though they lost so much. So be interesting to see how they match up front more than anything, where they're a little bit smaller.
Couple of prominent newcomers, according to Coach Rector. Cullen, who is an offensive and defensive lineman, sophomore, and then Connor and defensive back, another sophomore that he expects to play a lot this year. He says they have good speed and athleticism. They have back receiver, and of course, Owen Treese moving to the quarterback position is going to be.
He's like that in every sport he plays, and they've got 8 guys that are playing both ways starters out of 11 guys that can be on the field. That's incredible, at a bigger school, not a monster school by any means. Neither is Bryan, but the 8 guys that are starting that go both ways, that is really, really, really kind of rare now. They're going to have to stay healthy. They've got a lot of sophomores that are playing ball, so be a very team you see just week 1, man.
Yeah, only 13 seniors and 7 juniors on the team, so they are on that sophomore class. And when he asked Recker about what he expects, he said they need to have good offensive and defensive line play. They lost guys last year. So they are going to have to rely on some newcomers. I see a lot of sophomores up on that line.
One of the biggest things I see is the center sophomore. That's the kind of got to make a lot of calls. You got to keep things organized on the sophomore. They have 3 seniors on the line, sophomores, and that's the biggest one. Also, the running back, Nate Jackson, filling in for the Hillary kid who's out tonight. He is also a sophomore as well. So a lot of these guys are young. Some of the seniors are kind of for the first time. Really mixed bag for Van Wert Cougars tonight.
Now tonight, other games. Archbold's at home at Delta, Otsego at Evergreen, Liberty Center is playing at Tenora, Patrick Henry at Lake, Swanton at Rossford, and Wauseon at Fairview. The Bryan team is out, and we've got our national anthem coming up. We're going to keep it right here. And Here on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Of the stadium and the American flag being raised by the Bryan American Legion Post number 284 guard. We live in a country with freedoms like no other. We ask you to remove your hat. Please stand and join the Bryan Marching Band, the athletes and coaches as we honor our great country with the singing and playing of our national anthem.
Football on the Golden Bears Sports Network, BMU Channel 3, BryanSports.com, and WQCT Bryan. I'm Chris Malenga alongside Coach Brandon Fisher. Brandon, the Bears won the toss. They elected to defer, so Van Wert will get the ball the first time. What do you make of Coach's decision to defer?
Yeah, it's usually pretty normal. You'd rather get the ball in the second half. I think that's pretty common nowadays, and still don't understand that rule. How about you just, if they still have this rule in every single level of football, how about you just take it and get it first, or you don't and you get it in the second half? Seems pretty simple. That defer rule is pretty outdated, but I remember one time where somebody made a wrong decision when I was in high school. We deferred, and the other team decided to kick off. I couldn't believe it. We got the ball to begin the half, and we got the ball to begin the second half.
Wow. Well, let's take a look at that starting lineup first for the Bryan Golden Bears across the line. It's going to be Connor Brown at defensive end, Noah Tressler at defensive tackle, Carter Hoffman, the other defensive tackle, and at middle linebacker, it's going to be Dom James, Mikey Wolf at the linebacker position, Brevin Dekrosh at the linebacker position, Caleb Kepler at a cornerback, Logan Clemens is your free safety, Nate Miller is your rover tonight, and Connor Arthur your cornerback. Kicking off, the new kickoff duties tonight are going to be held by Adam Fireover, and that's a change. And Coach talked a little bit about that in the pregame. That Fireover, the kicker now for the Golden Bears, and we saw him kicking during the scrimmage, and he did all right.
Yeah, he was kickoff guy, and they got a different guy. Jake Varner was supposed to be kicking field goals as well, so we'll see how it goes. It's exciting, ready to get going finally.
We are, absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us here from Golden Bears Stadium. So Fireover will be the kickoff. Back to receive. It's going to be Barnhart and Johnson back there. And we're going to get this one underway. Firewood's kick, short kick, bounces at the 15-yard line. It is picked up by Barnhart, and he will take it up to about the 20-yard line.
By number 11, Tanner Barnhart.
And Barnhart will get it out actually to the 21.
Number 4, Jalen Damron.
First play of the year, kickoff, and there's a flag on the field.
Flag on the field.
Let's see what the flag is for. Personal foul on Van Wert, and so that'll back them up. Usually 15. Let's see how much they mark off.
Well, around the 21, so it'll be half the distance, probably
half the
around
distance
10.
to the goal line. Yep. So Barnhart will get the return, but it's going to go all the way back to the 11-yard line.
All right, here we go. Treese at your quarterback position. Gets the snap, throws to the motion back. That is Nate Jackson. Jackson gets a little bit of running room. Gets about to the 19-yard line, 15-yard line.
Jackson.
And that'll be a gain of about 5, so that'll make it 2nd and 5 with 11:38 remaining here, first quarter of play.
That's a big-time staple for Van Wert's offense. They love going in motion. That time, one of the biggest things they do a lot is they're going to pull guards. They pulled a backside guard there and actually threw the ball. Kind of a different look for the Bryan defense.
One running back to the right-hand side. They'll hand to him coming through the line and getting stopped about 2 yards past that. That's going to be Nate Jackson again. He's the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore tailback for Van Wert. That's going to make the distance 3rd and 2. We'll call it 3. Ball on the 23-yard line.
3 for the Van Wert Cougars.
One of the things you got to worry about here is Owen Treese, really athletic quarterback. They put him, kind of let him do some read option. He can make a play, make a read. You've got to keep him inside. Don't give up the edge.
Treese will have a running back next to him. He'll keep this one. He'll get up close to the first down marker, and let's see where they spot it. It looks like he might have it where they spot it, but yes, he has. They're moving those chains, so that'll be a first down for Treese.
Good for a Van Wert first
and with
down.
10:45 remaining here, first quarter, Van Wert has its first down, and they're about to where it was when they got the penalty.
Looked like the old Tim Tebow way of doing things. You let the quarterback just go, and you get an extra blocker. That way you get the first down.
3 wideouts to the top of the screen. Treese with it, looking to roll. Finds a man, and it's going to be broken up by Connor Arthur, and Arthur got a hand on that, and we saw that in the scrimmage. That's why they're able to come down with it.
Yeah, this is a big-time thing they'll do a ton is they're going to roll him out a lot, and they'll go to the trip side a lot. They just did it right there. Short side guy goes short, and the backside guy goes a little deeper. Kind of a drive concept when you're running routes, and really missed throw there. Corn Dog was behind him, guarding the guy deeper than that, and about threw it right into his arms.
We got 2 wideouts to the lower part of the screen, 1 to the top. It'll be Treese with the quarterback keeper up the middle, gets a block, able to pick up about 2 on the play. And the Bears kind of stack in that box.
It's a good play by the linebackers right there. They pulled both the right guard and the right tackle to let him come over to the left side all the way across the formation. Great job by the linebackers coming up there and stopping it before they had to face those 2 big linemen.
3rd and 8, 2 wide receivers out to the top, 2 to the bottom. Treese with it. He's rolling to his right, throws, and it is nowhere to be found. I don't know where he was throwing. He looked like he was trying to throw to the short guy, but it sailed right over his head, and that'll bring up 4th down for Van Wert.
Another rollout, and that time they're rolling into the boundary, which is the short side of the field, and just a couple stop routes. Nobody really open. Brian's going to really known under Coach Redhead to run a lot of zone coverage, especially cover 3 right there. Nobody really open, and they got it again. He's getting to the outside. Our defensive end went inside, and he got out of there. That's something the coaches are really going to be focused on.
Punt team on the field. This actually is a punt, and you get the inside reference to last year. Caught by Corn Dog, and he will come across and get wrapped up pretty much as he caught it, and he will be at the 43-yard line of the Golden Bears. The punter for Van Wert is a senior, Peyton McAlpine, and the Bears will take over here on their own 43-yard line. 9:44 remaining, first quarter of play. So, thanks so much for joining us here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malanga, Brandon Fisher, and good first defensive series for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, you give up a first down, but after the penalty, they get out to the 20, really don't give up much after that. And if you get the ball the first drive at the 43, that's pretty darn good to start the season.
2 wideouts to the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. In motion goes Connor Arthur. He'll head right to left. Miller with it, and they bring the heat, and Miller is sacked back at the 33-yard line, and boy, there were 3 Van Wert Cougars in that backfield instantaneously.
I was watching, there's a trip side all the way with all our 3 receivers on the left, and nobody really turned. It almost looked like they were blocking for some sort of screen, and nobody was there. I'm not sure if that was a busted play or somebody had a wrong assignment, but really didn't have much to do other than maybe try to run out of there and get rid of it. Just looked like he was waiting on something to develop. Nobody came back for the ball.
All right, Bears will bring it up. They got 4 wide receivers on the near side of the field. And it's empty backfield for Miller. He'll take the snap, roll to the right. He'll put it down, pick up about 5 yards. And they will spot him down right at the 37-yard line.
Number 2.
That's a play where you go quads on the right side, the field side, which is more open. And really, Dom James is out there on the inside. He was just standing there ready to block. You know, there's a time as a quarterback, you roll him out like that where he's such a talented kid that's mobile. Eventually, you're going to yell go, and they just go block for you, and that's all Dom James was out there doing. And really, it's kind of it's a good idea because you lose 10 yards. You want to try and use maybe Nate to get that back.
3 wideouts to the top of the screen, 2 on the short side, the near side. Miller empty backfield. Snap comes back. Some pressure going across, and it's going to be picked off. It went off of Adam Fireover's hands. That's TJ Reynolds, and he will take it to the house. So a pick 6 for Van Wert.
Pass is intercepted.
And the Bears would like to have that one back.
Wow.
Van Wert touchdown.
Really a shell coverage. Obviously playing zone coverage for Van Wert. They brought their linebackers down, and that was supposed to be kind of a shoot screen there that Brian's really good at. Inside guys go up the block, outside the third receiver comes right down the line, and just slow developing, and it's something that you think would work on film. Van Wert's D-line gets up the field in a hurry, and that should be wide open. Is just either a kind of a slower route or miss on the timing completely, threw it right to a guy that was behind the receiver.
TJ Reynolds, the linebacker for Van Wert, and it's going to be into kick is going to be McAlpine. And it is down, kick is up, and gets it through. No, he doesn't. It must have gone right. So there you have it with 8:12 remaining first quarter play. Your scores: Van Wert 6, Bryan 0. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com. King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. They have just what you're looking for.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Van Wert capitalizes on the Bryan interception with a pick 6. Point is missed, and they lead 6-0 with 8:12 remaining here first quarter. Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher here with you. Thanks so much for joining us. And Brandon, just that play should have worked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great call. I have it right in my notes that you think it's going to work, and obviously it's something the coaches looked at, especially 3rd and long. It's a safer type of play, and just looked like the timing was off. You know, it's one of those things week 1 that they'll get sorted out. It's way early. You got 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Long way to go.
McAlpine will kick it. It'll come down to Arthur. Arthur will receive at the 20, 25, finds a hole out to the 35, and he is stopped right there. Got a little bit of a hole and a shoestring tackle for Van Wert made by number 2, Colby Barnhart.
Oh, mama, she about changed in a hurry. He was going, that's the athleticism he can bring, just kind of waited and hit the hole, and really good play, actually, there, whoever made the tackle, because he was gone. There was nobody left after that.
So the ball, nose of the football is right on the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for the Bryan second possession. Their first one ended with a pick 6 interception. So we'll see what they have here on the second one. We've got Fireovid and Arthur here on the near side, and then one wide out on the far side. Dom James in the backfield as a running back. In motion goes Dean. They fake to Dean, then give to Dom James. James will bring it up for a couple yards out to the 37.
Taken down by number
7. Now, one of the other big things we haven't talked about is we talked about the Hillary kid being out for Van Wert, which is huge. Titus Rohrer is not playing for the Bears tonight, which is a big deal. A 6'6" tight end is something that you would really like to have, and athletic. And last year, really the leading returning receiver for the Bears this year.
It'll be Derek Harwell out the far side, and Arthur and Fire over here on the near side, the wide side. Handoff And nope, that's going to be a fake. That's Nate Miller. He faked me out too. 40 on the Van Wert side, 35 down to the 32-yard line.
Miller on the
It's Nate Miller, and he just swept through that hole and faked out everybody.
Yeah, that's a great read there. It's just an option read, and defensive player got right to the mesh point where Nate was, pulled it right when the running back got hit and took off. Great play. And I'm telling you, there's a couple, we said it was chippy last year, there's a couple late hits going on both sides here, just a little here and there, that both the coaches are talking to the refs right now. It's already kind of getting heated in a week 1 matchup.
1st and 10 for Brian at the 31-yard line of Van Wert. 7:07 remaining first quarter. Miller in this shotgun gets the snap, throws across the middle, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of Connor Arthur. I like the call there, but he was well covered.
Yeah, if you're going to run, they're going to run zone and coverage, and that's what they keep doing. And one of the big things you can do against that is run some slants. Both inside guides, Austin Dean and Connor Arthur, ran slants right there. Ball was just a little bit behind them, but it looks like something you can come back to that's open if they're going to keep running that kind of shell zone coverage behind there.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Connor Arthur goes to the near side here. One receiver on the far side. Dom James in the backfield with Miller, who's in shotgun. Miller barks out the signals, gets the ball. Looking, then he'll put it down. Pick up a couple yards, pick up about 5 yards, and as he's going out of bounds, it's hit.
There it was again.
Yep, and he will pick up almost the first down. It looks like he's about a yard shy, maybe 2.
It is close to being late hit time. I can see the coaches getting upset. I don't blame them. It's about the 3rd time we've seen something like that. That was another staple kind of play for Brian. You got 2 tight ends. They ran really a mesh route where they cross, and that's the play that Titus Rohr really got a ton last year. He's averaged 15 yards a catch on that kind of deal. Nobody opened that time.
It's going to be 3rd and short for the Bears. 2 wideouts to the short side of the field, the far side. We've got Dean here on the near side. Miller with the football. He's going out to fire over it, picks it up, and no! He dropped it, and he was covered by 2.
Miller's pass incomplete.
Van Wert Cougars, and what do you make of that one?
Well, Brian faked the hitch route over here right at the line of the scrimmage and got kind of a single look, and really was a great throw. That's one that Adam's going to wish he had back. Threw it right over top, and the only place this guy could get it, defender had no chance, right in his hands, and just dropped that one. But like I said, long way to go. Week 1, and now you go 4th and 3, and this is where Nate Miller's legs can be a big deal.
Absolutely. And they're spreading it out. They've got 2 to the top of the screen, 2 here on the far side. Miller almost got somebody to jump off, but he is sacked.
Ball carriers number 10, Nate Miller.
And they just came through the middle of that line. Payne Frank, number 72, is kind of thrown off the ball there.
Defensive end on the right side of the offense for Brian went right past Nate, never really had a shot, and never saw him coming, just got blindsided. So tough one. Had a great drive there, really, with Nate's legs. Great throw to the end zone, and didn't make the play that time, but you can see they're getting in a better groove. Second drive.
Turnover on downs for drive number 2. The first drive ended in a pick 6. It's Van Wert 6, Brian nothing. 6:41 remaining. First quarter of play, and Van Wert now with their second. Well, actually, this is their second offensive possession. Handoff. Going to Jackson. Jackson will bring it up about 5 yards and get stopped right at the 35-yard line. Give it to 36.
On the play by
now they put 2 running backs kind of flanking Treese in the shotgun, and once again, the same thing they're doing. They pull both left tackle and left guard across the entire formation. You've got to have some athletic offensive linemen to do something like that. It's so hard if you're on that side as a lineman, or to try and get down there and make a play on that.
Empty backfield now. 2 wide receivers to the top, 3 to the bottom. A rollout, and this is going to be caught by TJ Reynolds. He's got some blockers in front of him, gets up to the first down marker, and it looks like he'll have it. And he does have the first down, and the ball's right at the 40-yard line.
They really just brought him completely across the formation in motion, and you can see Brian still in zone. Nobody goes with him, and they just toss it out there and really get a running start. And that looks like an easy throw, but you see a lot of quarterbacks mess that up where they throw it behind them and you start losing momentum. He threw it right in front of him.
On that last play, Jackson lined up in the slot. Now 2 running backs in the backfield. Jackson goes in motion. Here's Treese. It'll be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. He'll be tackled right at the 46-yard line. Pick up of about 6. Give him 5. And that was a design play for Treese.
Yeah, it looks like they're running that again. It's something they can go to whenever they want with a kid that athletic. And we said they're going to keep him mobile, whether it's him running, when if he throws, he's going to be rolling out. And it's tough right now. This is really good play calling by Van Wert at the moment.
2 wideouts to the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield, and the Bears are going to get called for offsides.
Flag on the field.
Well, let's see if they're going to call offsides or if they're going to call a false start. Looked like the Bears jumped, and they are. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and that should give them a first down by the penalty. And so early miscues dooming the Bears right now. So just over the 50-yard line into Bryan territory. The tail end of the football is right on the 50. So this will be 1st and 10 for Van Wert. Doubles in the backfield, handoff. This is Nate Jackson. Jackson will get ahead for about 3,
20,
maybe 4.
This time they pull the right guard and right tackle across, so they're not really big up front, but if you're that mobile, you can start doing stuff like this. And every time they've done that, it goes the way of the guard, so it's something that I'm sure the coaches will key on here as the game goes.
All right, so Treese will be in the backfield with Jackson. We'll have 3 wideouts here on the wide side of the screen, 1 on the top of the field. Treese with it. He'll throw downfield. Wide open is Tanner Barnhart, 20, 10, 5, and he is brought down by the Golden Bears inside the 5-yard line, and he was wide open. And the Bears just not able to get him. He gets it all the way down inside the 5 to the 4, and that'll be first and goal for Van Wert.
Tanner Barnhart's a kid that you're talking is a really big body at 6'3", 175, and with all the zone running, one of the things you want to throw against that would be some seam routes. That was a seam route right up the hash.
So here we go. It's Treese with it. He'll go to the corner and he'll get close to the the goal line. I think he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. So that'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. 4:10 remaining here, first quarter of play. Van Wert already leads 6-0, and now they are threatening again.
And now Nate Miller's in the game at safety, which I'm not sure what happened, but they said he was going to play some defense if need be.
And that is going to be in, as that is Nate Jackson, who will come through the middle and pick up another Van Wert touchdown, and that makes it 12-0 here early on in the first quarter of play.
Right now, it's a different pace that they go at. They're really calling plays well, where, you know, you're running him up the middle, then you get him on a rollout, and then all of a sudden you throw in kind of a fake hitch and a seam route that they threw where it was just kind of set up on a first down where you can take a shot. That's really, really good job of executing even the hard count they ran. You know, it was just something different every single time.
Treese is your holder on the extra point. McAlpine is the kicker. Ball is up, kick is up. And that time, it is good. So with 3:52 remaining here, first quarter of play, the score is Van Wert 13, Bryan nothing. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
All right, back here on the Golden Bear Sports Network from Bryan High School, Golden Bear Stadium. It is 13-0. Van Wert just put together a drive after Bryan went a turnover on downs. It'll be McAlpine to kick off, and back deep for the Bears is Dean and Arthur, and they're standing at the 5-yard line respectively. So here come the Cougars. Kick is a short one. Coming up to field it is going to be Dean. Dean will pick it up. He'll get a block from Arthur. Then he'll head out to the side. He is going to be down the sideline, and he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. That was number 25 for Van Wert. That was Levi Newell that pushed him out of bounds and probably saved a really big gain.
Well, it seems like on the returns so far, we've had really, really good looks and got our offense in good spots. And this is the third time we're going to start in a pretty good spot, so hopefully they can capitalize here. We've had an interception, and then on fourth down got a sack. So they're moving. Just got to kind of get it all together here.
It'll be 1st and 10, Bryan on the Bryan 38, 3:45 remaining here, first quarter of play. Miller in the backfield. He's got Dean behind him, and he'll pitch it to Dean. Dean will turn upfield to the 40, get about to the 41-yard line. And what do you make of Dean in the backfield?
It's a good idea. I mean, he's really kind of the guy that can move and groove a little bit in space. He's so hard to tackle, little guy, but he's really, really gotten stronger and mentally tough kind of player. And he's kind of guy right now where you got to slow the game down a little bit. All of a sudden, a lot of kids are probably a little bit in shock right now. Didn't expect it. Slow it down a little bit. Just move the change and stay on schedule.
Dean now goes under the wideout position. They've got 2 on the far side, 2 on the near side, 1 back in the backfield. Miller looking to throw, but he'll take it and put his head down and get out to the 46-yard line where they're going to spot him. He slid it for a couple more, but they didn't give it to him.
Let's see, that's a great play right there because when he was younger, I think he would come outside the pocket and really go sideways, and that's where you get in trouble a lot of the time. That time you climb the pocket, just move up, have nothing, and go straight ahead. And what's he get, 6 yards out of that and make it a 3rd and short? Great play, senior type of play right there.
3rd and 3, ball is spotted at the 46-yard line, 2:41 remaining here, first quarter of play. 1 back in the backfield, 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far. They'll turn and hand to the back, picking up the first down. That is number 27 for the Golden Bears. That is Corbin Shepard. He is a 5'9", 162-pound sophomore. And so Shepard with a nice move to pick up the first down, and the ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line of Bryan.
And they pulled guards Tom Snyder, right guard, right across, and he led him right to the first down. Great play there by Snyder to get up through the hole and give him a crease.
All right, 1st and 10, ball spot at the 48-yard line, 2:11 to play, first quarter. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers here on the near side.
Oh, that's
Miller
awesome.
will bark out the signals, get the ball, heading up to the field, take a look downfield. He'll throw. Connor Arthur at the 40, picks it up, and that is going to be a first down. And he'll get out to the 40, exactly the 40, they're going to say. So a pickup of about 12 yards.
Good call by the coaches. Get him outside the pocket a little bit. Let him use his athleticism. That was really a flood, used to call it. You run 3 guys on kind of different depths of out routes against that zone. Somebody's bound to be open. You just make your progression from deep to short right there.
Bears going 5 wide. Now they'll bring a man in motion. 4 to the far side of the screen, 1 here on the near side. Arthur's on the near side. He'll roll to his left. He's got pursuit, and he is going to pick up the first down and more. Onto the 25, down to the 20, and a big pickup of 20 yards for Nate Miller on that keeper.
Yeah, good idea by the coaches here. Keep rolling them out. Right now they're having trouble protecting him. Just get him out of there and let him use his kind of decision-making ability and athleticism now. And there was somebody open, but that's a great decision. Single coverage on that one, and he got an easy 20 yards out of that.
Down to the 21-yard line of Van Wert. It is 1:38 remaining here, first quarter. 1st and 10 Bears. 1 right out to the near side, 2 to the far side. Handoff, nope, he'll keep it. Miller will pick up just a couple. It looked like he was going to hand off to Dean, and then he pulled it back in and picked up about 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, another read option there, and really didn't make the tackle, but number 2 for Van Wert actually did a nice job of keeping his edge. He stayed with the quarterback, didn't let him get outside, and he might have gotten 3 yards, but that could have easily been 15 if number 2 for Van Wert doesn't stay right where he was.
And that's the second time we've called his number. Number 2 is Colby Barnhart for the Cougars. We've got 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 on the short side here, 2 in the backfield. He'll do a quick throw off to the left to Arthur. Arthur will pick up the first down at the 10-yard line, go inside the 10, and out of bounds inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. So it'll be first and goal for the Golden Bears with 45 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Yep, another good play. Just kind of a smoke concept. Just get them out there and stop and make sure you pick up the sticks. If nothing else, you get a 3rd and short. So you got a guy that's reliable out there and athletic. Just like I said, stay on schedule. You don't need a huge chunk play. You just got to get something to slow everything down right now. What an excellent drive so far.
Clock will start here with 33 seconds remaining first quarter. Bears first and goal from the 9. One back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers each side. Miller with the football. He'll look to throw, then he'll put it down. Now he'll throw into the end zone, into traffic.
Oh, man.
And boy, he had some yardage if he wanted to just pull and run.
Yeah, that's again another inside slant there against that zone, and he kind of got out of the pocket. They took it away. You got to understand, when you get closer to the end zone, it's so much tougher. Everything's condensed, and that looked like it was almost picked off. I think that hit Van Wert defender who was in front of the receiver on that one.
So second and goal from the 9, 20 seconds to play here, first quarter. 2 wideouts to the short side of the screen, 2 to the near side here. 1 back in the backfield, that's Dom James. He'll have the ball, he'll throw in the flat. That's gonna go to Connor Arthur. Arthur fighting to go down, and he's gonna get inside the 4 into the 3, and Connor did not want to go down.
Great effort, and they ran really the same exact formation. Instead of slants this time, Austin Dean and Corndog both just ran stops, and great adjustment there by the coaches. When you're getting too much depth, you don't have enough room, run that.
And that'll end the first quarter of play. Your score, Van Wert 13, Bryan nothing, but the Bears threatening here. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Back out on the Golden Bear Network, start of the second quarter. It is 13-0 Van Wert. Bryan has it second and goal inside the line. Ford, King's Flooring and Furniture, Northwest State Community College, Curl Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boost, BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet, Jason Deach Collision, Oberlin Turbo Funeral Home and Crematory, and Veterans Services of Northwest Ohio. All right, so the Bears have it. They are on the side of the field nearest the elementary school. It is 3rd and goal from the 3. Last play was Connor Arthur, who got it down to the 3rd. The 3-yard line. Chris Malanga here with you, and Brandon Fisher. And a nice drive here by the Golden Bears, Brandon, and it'd be nice to end it with a touchdown here.
Yeah, I mean, seemingly 4-down territory, but it'd be nice to not have to worry about that. So now here's another staple play, 2 up backs and a tailback.
Bears bunch it up, coming up the middle. That's Dom James. He's close to the goal line, and they're going to mark him, inside the 1.
Wow.
And there were no wideouts. They packed everything in, and so this will bring up 4th down.
They ran this a lot last year. They've got 2 basic fullbacks right behind the guards, and their tailback is getting some depth, and they're going to go for it. Now I would too right now.
All right, so inside the 1. Yep, absolutely huge. Inside the 1. Now we're going to bring a wideout out. That is going to be Dakota Shaw, but they'll do that same play. And that time, the Bears look like they're in, and they are, so that'll be a touchdown. It looked like Dom James with that one, and no, it was 34. That was actually Noah Tressler who scored that one.
Yeah, 2 fullbacks. Just give it real quick, and you can see the difference in depth with the tailback where he wasn't, 5-6 yards behind. He was like maybe 3 or 4, and he just came up and did the old Reggie Bush shove, and that's legal now, baby. Yep. It's about time they let that happen. We got him right in the end zone. Great job there.
Yep, 13-6 now with 11:20 remaining here, first half. And we've got Adam Fireovid, who is going to kick the extra point here. It is down, kick is up, and kick is through. And so with 11:20 remaining here, second quarter of 13, Bryan 7. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
We know in life that we take time to celebrate life events. We help families honor the lives of those they love by highlighting what made their loved ones special and honoring the legacy that was left.
We are often very busy, but we encourage families to slow down, take time to gather together, and celebrate the impact their loved one had on their life. Allow us to work with you when the need arises to create a personalized and meaningful service. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we are always here when you need it.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, the Bears just scored. Now they trail Van Wert 13-7 with 11:20 remaining second quarter.
What a great drive that was. Nate
Absolutely.
Miller did an incredible job. You can see the kind of leader he is, senior he is, and just really calmed everybody down, made some plays with his legs. Connor Arthur as well made some big catches to calm everybody down and get us down the field. Great response.
And word, it's going to be Johnson and Barnhart. Do it for Fireover. Good kick. That'll bounce about the 15-yard line and go out of bounds. It was a good kick, but it sailed out of win, so that wasn't the reason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember right. They're going to put that at the 40, and that's not what you want after a big touchdown to give an offense that's moving the ball really well, that kind of field position. But time for the defense now to step up here. They're going to have to contain Treese as best as possible, and Barnhart with the big-time catch down the seam and down the hash last drive.
Ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Looking at some other scores, it's Hicksville down to Archbold 15-0 here in the first quarter. Our opponent next week, Woodward, is losing to Perrysburg 10-0, and no score, Fairview-Wauseon. Treese in the backfield. He'll hand off. This is Nate Jackson. Jackson will come through the middle of the line, pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
They're doing a lot more running with the tailback than what you see on film right now. And this is the kind of thing you usually do when you're trying to set up a shot here. And the biggest thing you're doing with a guy that's really athletic, Treese, is so important to him. He's not taking any hits. You know, he could get hit so many times with that kind of athleticism. Right now, he's really not taking any shots.
One back in the backfield, two receivers to the near side, two to the far, excuse me. And Treese will throw downfield, as you said, and that's going to be tipped by the receiver that was intended for number 3, Connor Pratt, the sophomore.
Yeah, I think he jumped too early. Like that was a good throw. Yep. The throw was out front. I think he jumped so early he was on his way down by the time it got to him and just went off of one hand because of that.
I think Jay Damron was in coverage there with him. So that'll be 3rd down and 7. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. 10:42 remaining first half.
They have different personnel coming in and out defense. Yep. I see Cannon Lamberson out there. Adam Fireover's now out there. 3
wideouts here on the near side, 1 to the far. The quarterback draw. Up Treese. We'll get to the first down marker. To the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and he'll be dropped right at they say that he went out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So design draw there for Treese.
And what the defense did was they rolled their coverage out. They rolled it over to the left. They're still in that zone, and he went against the grain. It's the way they rolled it on a scramble, and there's nobody there to get him.
Well, they'll get quickly lined up. 1 wide out to the far side, 3 to the near side, 1 back in the backfield. That's Jackson with Owen Treese. Treese changing the play, and then he'll get the ball. Quick throw. That'll be out to TJ Reynolds, who will pick it up with about a 5-yard gain, maybe 6. It's kind of a quick little slant there.
Really similar styles right now. It looks like a mirror of these two offenses. Treese and Miller kind of very similar, and the two defenses are zone coverage, and right now it just looks like kind of back and forth. Copycat almost going back and forth. There's just a stop route in the seam there, 6 yards, I believe.
Yep. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far, 2 backs in the backfield. This handoff to Jackson. Jackson will get up to about the 21-yard line. He's real close to the first down. And let's see where they spot it. He is right close, and he's going to get the first down.
Once again, from the shotgun, you pull your left guard and your left tackle across, and if they can get up into the hole like that, it is so hard. You've got to almost come up as a backer and just take out somebody's knees at the blocker and hope you get them, because it is, you're not going to really get monster chunk plays all the time like that, but you can get 5-6 yards every time you do it if you're doing well.
Left tackle's Colin Place, the left guard Cullen Dunn. Handoff again. It'll be Jackson again, and he'll pick up about 3 yards on the play.
Good play by Dylan McCandless right there. They pulled both guards to the left. He came right around and actually made a great stop for only a yard gain, because that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and he must have got his knee down a little earlier. So 9:02 remaining here, second quarter of play. It's 13-7, Van Wert on top of Bryan. They have the football at the 20-yard line. Treese in the backfield all by himself. They put a man in motion. Now they throw to him. That is T.J. Reynolds, and he can't hold on to the ball. They brought Reynolds in motion and threw right to him.
Same thing they ran earlier. It was just the other way, and just really threw it to him on a swing route. And all the other receivers go up, and you got a blocker now in every spot. And if he catches that, it's probably an easy first down. So lucky break for the Bears.
That'll bring it up 3rd and 9 here. Ball at the 20-yard line of Bryan. Van Wert with the football. One wide receiver to the far side, 2 to the near. It's going to be a keeper. Treese will have it. He will be stopped short, and he's going to be whistled dead without being tackled. And he was stood up and for no gain. They're going to give him no gain on that. So that'll bring up 4th down now at the 20-yard line.
Great play by the defense. Just a fake handoff across. He went right up the gut. And now here's another monster play. They go right down the field again, and all of a sudden it's 4th and 9. You've got to get a stop here, you would think.
So now we've got 2 backs in the backfield. Well, 1 back actually, Jackson is. 1 slides up. 1 wide out far. It's near Treese with the football. Someone coming after a screen. Out to Jackson. Jackson has some running room, and he is going to be stopped. Ooh. But at the first down marker, let's see what they do. They're going to spot him. Where they have it right now, he's short, but let's see where the ball goes down. And was there a flag, or what did they say? They're going to give him the first down. Wow.
They rolled him to the right and set up the screen to the left, stopped and threw it over. And there was one lineman out there. I couldn't see who it was. I think it was their left tackle, I believe, number 52. And he made a monster block.
Well, I'm trying to figure this out. This ball was at the 20, and right now it's at the 11, and it's a first down. So Treese with it. He'll do a shovel pass out to Reynolds. And wasn't that ball snapped at the 20 before?
Yeah, well, I think it was 4th and 9, so he was right at the stick.
Okay.
I mean, it was a pancake block down the field. Somebody from Bryan came in and had a monster hit, but just barely got it. That time, there's another play you see a lot on film where it's actually and a shovel pass underneath. It's his decision.
All right, that's a pickup of 2. So the ball is spotted at the 19-yard line. We're going to have a, what do we got? Stoppage in play.
It's like offsides on Bryan.
Offsides on Bryan. Another penalty on Bryan.
Well, just the pace that Van Wert's going at right now, and that's twice now they've done a hard count at a pace like this, and it's tough, man. They're really doing well offensively to mix up what they're doing. They're showing different fronts, different kids pulling in what they've shown on film. That screenplay was a great against the grain, something they haven't shown anything on film. And right now, the defense of Bryan is doing well. They just got to kind of clean up the little tiny mistakes here and keep the edge.
Ball is right inside the 5-yard line. I think the Bears took a timeout. We're going to keep it here, though, and check some scores from around the region. It's Delta 14-0. Delta league foe in the season. Let's take a look at some other scores. I'll try to get an Eden score for you here.
Please.
I know you always
No, they're playing tomorrow.
Oh, they're playing tomorrow.
They play
okay.
Newark Catholic in Ada at Ohio Northern under the lights on Saturday night, baby.
Perrysburg now up 17-0 on Woodward, our opponent this week. Liberty Center 14-9. That's a good game. Ottawa Glandorf over Eastwood 7-0. It is Edgerton over 24-0. That's listed in the first quarter. Wayne Trace nothing. Patrick Henry over Lake 16-0. Is Lipsick over Cary 14-0. Ayersville down to Waynesfield Goshen 12-6. Rossford 14 nothing. Holgate 14, Stryker 13. That's in 8-on-8 football. And of course last night in the Battle of the River Rock it was Napoleon over Defiance 21-13. So second and goal from the 5. It's going to be another shovel pass, and that's going to be a quick touchdown.
That's the second time they've run that, and that's a lot. That's something they see a lot on film. Like I said, it's a triple option. There's a running back behind him. There's a shovel guy underneath it. He can make his read on that end, and you're trying to attack the quarterback so he doesn't have time to make a decision. That time, there was really right in front. And Owen Treese right now looks like the veteran back in it. Really his first start. junior, and he's really kind of controlling the game, and still a long way to go, though.
Yep, he played wide out last year for Van Wert, and it's going to be McAlpine to attempt the extra point. His first one was no good, and that one was good, so that makes it 20-7. So with 7:13 remaining here, second quarter of play, it is now Van Wert 19, Bryan 7. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Keeping children safe on Ohio school buses is a priority for the Ohio State Highway Patrol. This is Lieutenant Bob Aschenfelder of the Defiance Post. Safety on the roadway is a shared responsibility. Even though motorists are required to stop, as a safety measure, children should always look both ways before crossing the street and remain alert to any sudden traffic changes. Together, we can make this a safe school year.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Van Wert just scored to go ahead 19-7 with 7:13 remaining first half of play. Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher with you. They will kick off. It'll be Connor Arthur and Austin Dean. And is a short kick. It's going to be picked up by Dean. Dean will stop at the 20 to the 25, out to the 30. He'll spin, get out past the 30, out to about the 31-yard line. And that'll be Holton Reichert who brings him down. So Bears now need to get a score here before the end of the half.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, it looks like Van Wert, even on the kickoff, the hitting's starting to pick up, and this is where when you get a lead like that and you're excited, maybe not expecting it, you start to get overly aggressive. This is one of the times when maybe Bryan can try one of those shoot screens or throws down the field and take advantage of that.
Well, there's 4 wideouts here on the near side of the screen. Miller in the backfield by himself, 7:06 remaining. He'll roll to his left, look, and he's getting pressured, and he's actually going to go down, but he'll pick up about 2 yards before he does.
It's really a great coverage sack, and again, you put those 4 out there, but really Dom James is out there just to block. I mean, he comes in, can't crack back or blindside block anymore, but you can come over there and give him the edge so he can run and make a decision. And right now, Van Wert is actually doing a nice job of shedding blocks to that edge where he should have had more time than that.
He gets 3 on the play. Now we're going to get a near side receiver as Dakota Shaw, 3 to the far side, and 1 back in the backfield. That is Dom James. Quick throw to Arthur, and he's going to actually lose yardage on that completion as he had to lead he kind of had to dive for that pass.
Yeah, it was really a smoker out. It put 3 out there. Corndog just stops. The other 2 go up the block, and low throw. He went down to get it, actually lost a yard, I believe. So now, all of a sudden, 3rd and 7. This is big here where you want to try and keep up here.
All right, so 3rd and 7, out of the huddle. It's going to be 3 wideouts here on the side. Actually, they've got Dom James now in the slot, so 4 wideouts here on the near side. Miller by himself. He'll come roll to his left, look for some help, try to get that corner, and he's in trouble, and another sack, and he will lose another yard, and that'll bring him back to the 31-yard line.
Keegan Hammonds, number 65 for Van Wert, they said is their best defensive lineman. He went right through the offensive line for Bryan and really completely messed up the timing on that play where Nate would have had more time. And it seems like he's had to come left a lot. You know, that's tough for a right-hander to do that over and over again. That time, Hammonds really got through there and messed up the play right there for Van Wert.
That'll be this will be the Bears' first punt, and we're going to get a timeout for the Golden Bears. And Coach Redhead is not happy about something. I don't know if there was some personnel that weren't on the field as they need to be.
Somebody was supposed to be out there, and
they're getting a talking to. So.
I don't know if you watched the college game last night. This is the kind of thing Pat McAfee would be all excited about. If you call a timeout on a punt and let the punter think about it and get his stuff together. that's the kind of thing he was all excited about watching the Cincinnati game last night.
Well, it's going to be Bears need to come up with a defensive stop here with 5:09 remaining. You really can't go up by more than 12.
Yeah, I mean, you've got so much time left. I mean, the game's not anywhere near over. The problem is right now we haven't come up with any sort of answer for the Treese kid at the moment, and they really haven't had to throw the ball at all. That's a bigger concern right now, where a lot of the little mesh point stuff, read options, and the shovel pass that we kind of knew was coming is actually working right now, and his athleticism is a big deal. So at some point we got to figure out a different way to stop him, where you can't just full on blitz somebody, you know, and that's that athletic where you're going to give up a huge chunk play. And he's doing a great job, and I got to give credit to Van Wert coaches for the way they're mixing up everything as well. It's just very different than anything you've seen in the scrimmages.
Fire over will be your punter. He stands at the 18-yard line. This will be his first punt. Kick is away. And back is Treese, who will field it at the 39-yard line. He'll take off running, and he gets out inside to Bryan territory and brought down at about the 47-yard line. And you got your quarterback back there fielding punts.
Yeah, that's not usual. I did that in high school, and I wasn't good at it, I can tell you that. He's a little bit better at it.
He is listed on their roster as the punt returner.
He does a lot of stuff, man. I don't care. Ramey kid from PH, that's still the coolest thing I've heard. You play quarterback and nose tackle. That's unbelievable. I've never heard of that in my life.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line on the Bryan side. Van Wert now with 4 minutes and 58 seconds here in the half. They've got one wide out to the far side, 2 here on the near side, 1 back in the backfield. They'll hand off. This is a straight dive for Nate Jackson, who will pick up several yards. And now we've got a defender, actually a offensive player. TJ Reynolds is slow to get up.
Another lead play, right guard and right tackle pull, go right up through the hole, and that's what I'm talking about. If that's the kind of thing they're getting yards on, and that's very, very much a big deal for the defense right now, because it's not any breakaway plays by Treese. It's something that's just a straight staple of theirs.
2nd and a short 3 here. 4:24 remaining in the half. Treese in the backfield with 1 back. He'll hand off to that back, and that is Jackson again. He'll get to the first down marker and pass it by about a yard, and he'll be stopped right at the 35-yard line.
I tell you what, he's a sophomore, and he's only about 170 pounds, but he runs hard. I mean, he's gotten through some tackles. He's really kept his momentum going, and he's a harder guy to bring down than what you would think if you just saw him out there warming up. But great job keeping his legs going right up the gut on that one.
So 1st down for Van Wert, and another time the Bears have jumped off sides.
They're picking these so well when they do that. You know, this is almost the time you think you'd take a shot right now.
Yep.
This is, you get your first down, they do a hard count and get you off for the 3rd time. And now, right now, I would almost imagine that you run like that little seam you ran earlier and try and take a shot down the field, because they really haven't done it in a long time since Barnhart caught it a long time ago.
Short field now, 1st and 5. Treese dumps it off, and that's Jackson again, and he is going to be short of the first down marker. Pickup of about 2.
Just a swing pass. He got 5 yards on that, or more like 7.
No, he picked it.
You're right. Swing pass, and it just seems like they're setting them up.
Yep.
You know, you get that 1st and 5, you run something quick, and right now would be the time again that you would think they would do it.
All right, so 2nd and 3. Ball is spotted at the 28-yard line. Treese looks over. He's got 1 receiver top, 3 at the bottom. 1 back in the backfield. Another hard count. Treese will get it a low snap. He'll take it up the middle, though. He'll get past the first down marker. And Willie? Boy, he looks short right now. It is going to be a short 3rd and less than a yard.
Wouldn't surprise me to see that play again, Chris. That was just a quarterback lead where you got an extra blocker again, and they've run that about 3 times now when they needed a little bit of yardage on 3rd and short. Now you get to the point where you might not take the shot because there's 2.5 minutes instead of 3.5.
Right.
You don't want to give the ball to Nate Miller. Now you want to chew up the clock, and this is 4 down territory.
He'll have it. Treese will go left side. This time he gets the first down, and he's still dragging some defenders, and he'll pick up a good 4 yards on that. And that'll be another first down for Van Wert.
That's the Urban Meyer philosophy. You get a 3rd and short, 4th and short, and you got Tebow Barrett, those kind of guys. You just get an extra blocker, let your quarterback take it and go, and it's worked now. 3rd or 4th time they've done that. Now you're getting to 2 minutes where they really can take their time and just bleed out the clock no matter what. You don't give it to a guy like Miller before the half.
All right, so 2 wideouts here on the near side, 1 on the far side. That's the short side of the field. 2 backs in the backfield. Going in motion is Jackson. He'll be a quarterback keeper again up the middle. Treese hurdles a blocker, gets out to the 15, down to the 13. Wow, close to another first down. He runs hurdles for track, huh?
He just faked it. There was a swing with their running back where they fake that kind of swing pass, and he just takes off up the middle again. And I said, right now, I'd be in shock if they threw the ball at all, because first of all, they haven't really needed to, and with a minute and a half and your timeouts, there's no reason to take a chance at the moment when you can bleed the clock.
So we are at 1:30 exactly. 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the 13-yard line, so they can get a first down. Pitch out over to Jackson, and he'll swing to the left side and pick up about 2 yards, stays in bounds. The clock will continue to run. He gets down to the 10-yard line, so a pickup of 3 for Jackson.
Wow. Are you a Seinfeld fan? Have you ever seen Kenny Rogers' Chicken episode where they said he's the gambler? I mean, you run an option right now when all the lead stuff is working and there's really all these safe calls. I would not have the guts to run that they just did. I give them credit for having that kind of confidence in the quarterback to run an option.
He's got 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers here, and 1 far. He'll shovel pass again down to T.J. Reynolds, and Reynolds will get down to the 5-yard line, and now Van Wert's going to call a timeout.
Same triple option. Cross the formation shovel, or the tailback can get the option pitch, and every time the shovel pass has been open, at some point they're going to have to try and take that away and make him pitch it outside.
Ball is just outside the 5-yard line. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching Golden Bear Sports on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 45 seconds here, second quarter. Van Wert with the ball. It is 3rd and short from the 5-yard line. So they can get a first down right at about the 2-yard line. So let's see what they do here with 45 seconds. Van Wert still has 2 timeouts. Brian with all 3 of their timeouts, but I don't think Brian's going to see the football. Treese in the backfield alongside Jackson. 3 wideouts here on the side. And Treese is running into trouble. He's still in the backfield. He gets up and throws, and it's going to be overthrown. And they let Treese run around in that backfield.
I'm in shock. I can't believe they're throwing it. I mean, you got 3rd and 4 where you can pick up a first down inside at 1, and they're throwing the ball where it's almost picked off. I can't believe you'd throw that ball right there with the way they're running it right now.
Do you kick a field goal here?
I would not think so. I think the way they've been kicking, kind of struggling at the moment, that's why I can't believe you throw it. I mean, you get a couple yards, you got a maybe 4th and 2, 4th and 1. I didn't see that one coming, but like we said, they ran an option in a situation that you just don't expect, so they really don't mind taking some chances.
I think they're going to take another timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Let's check some scores from around the region if we can here and get an update. Perrysburg now all over Woodward, 26-0. Woodward is our second week opponent. I don't know if Woodward's just not that good, and Perrysburg is just that good.
Perrysburg's pretty good this year, I heard.
Wauseon over Fairview now 7-0. It is Archbold all over Hicksville, 29-zip. Macomb up on Delta, 28-0. Montpelier now over Antwerp, 12-0. It is Pandora Gilboa over Columbus Grove, 12-6. OG over Eastwood, 14-0. Liberty Center still leads Tenora, 14-9. Rossford over Swanton, 14-7. Edgerton all over Hilltop. They've made that lead 32-0. Patrick Henry now up 16-zip on Lake. It is Lipsick 14, Cary 7. Wayne Trace over Paulding 8-0. And there you go. There's some scores from around the region.
All right, here's one of the biggest plays of the game, obviously. I mean, if you can stop them, and it looked like a certain score was coming right before the half, it's such a big deal. And you give up one, and all of a sudden it's just even more deflating here. Huge play.
So one back in the backfield, 3 wideouts here. Treese with it. He's looking. He's going to actually throw. No, he's going to tuck it down, and he's going the other side of the field. He's actually going to throw it in the end zone and out of the end zone.
Great job by the defense.
And they will get the ball back as the ball floats incomplete, and Treese was just running around back in the backfield, and he just kind of threw that one away.
Yeah, that's a really good job of being disciplined by the defense right there. When he switched and went back left, I thought for sure he was going to run it in. A couple kids from Bryan came and took the edge away. Really good job there defensively. And as much as I've said how great they're calling plays, I really don't understand, some of the play calling they had at the end there where you throw it on 3rd and 4 and then you try that. It's just, much as they were moving it, that was very odd, but huge deal for Bryan.
Well, because that play took so long to develop, there actually were flagged for ineligible receiver downfield, and that you can't help that when your guys run around. The lineman's definitely going to get down, and they threw that flag at the 1, and so they may have even had a lineman in the end zone. But it is declined, because if it weren't declined, that they would get that again, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's 25 seconds left, and let's see if Bryan does anything other than just try to kneel down. They got a bunch of wideouts, though. Miller is almost into the end zone, able to get out to the 3, and I think we're just going to let that clock roll.
That was close. Yeah, I mean, that's close. He got hit close to the goal line and fell forward, so that's probably going to. But what a huge stand there. You get a stop instead of 26-27, 20-7, and you get the ball. What a great job there of standing up.
Yep, 20-7 your score as the first half ends. You're watching Bryan High School football on the Golden Bears Sports Network, BMU Channel 3, BryanSports.com, and WQCT Bryan. We'll be back with more after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger is a great group of experts with a common goal: to serve the legal needs of this area with the greatest degree of integrity and excellence. Along with that, they respect and support the athletes in tonight's game for their determination and teamwork. An attorney's relationship with their client is like the one between a coach and their player, a position of trust. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger are proud supporters of all the athletes and wish them continued success always.
Does your dream home include a lakefront property with a stunning view, vaulted ceilings, finished basement, and a 3-car garage? If so, you need to call Misty King of Amerimaid Realty and ask about the gorgeous home she has at 726 Shoreline Drive in Holland, Ohio. Located on Hidden Harbor Lake, this incredible home boasts some amazing features, including a permanent dock, private lake with 2 beaches and a sandbar, a phenomenal trellis deck spanning the entire back of the home, and more. Phone Misty today at 633-4997. Amerimaid Realty, your hometown real estate pro. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services presents another way to make you feel better. An annual checkup for your heating and cooling system. They'll do a thorough exam and make sure your system is running safely and efficiently, because a checkup today keeps the breakdown away. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services is also offering 0% financing for up to 72 months on select Lennox equipment. To learn more about a new system or to schedule your checkup, call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services at 800-329-4040 today, or go to starksph.com.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
You've worked hard to build your business. Doesn't it deserve premier insurance coverage? Protect it with the Central Premier policy from Central Mutual Insurance Company. Simply better coverage for your insurance dollar, backed by quality service. For your security, your protection, and your peace of mind, trust Central Mutual Insurance and Andrews O'Neill & Lowe. With offices in Archbold, Bryan, and Wasion, or find us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher with you. We're going to try some stats. I've got texted stats, so we'll see how we go.
That's better than what I got.
Yeah, it was a little challenging here, but why don't you kind of recap things that happened here in the first half a little bit while I get some of these tallied up?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the fact that Van Wert really controlled the pace of everything that was going on, and it's kind of the opposite of what you think. Bryan is really a pass-first kind of offense, and right now, everything on the timing of the Bryan offense really looks off. And it's the first week, but Van Wert's getting a little bit stronger, and a little stronger up front, where we thought that would be the kind of spot where they were going to struggle in the game. And just the different plays they're calling, the pulling guards at times, pulling tackles at times. And you can't deny the ability of Owen Treese right now to kind of control the game. And they really haven't had to throw. I think second half, I'm pretty sure the coaches will adjust and try and make him air it out a little bit more than what he had to so far. And the biggest series right now was right before the half. They get down to about the 4-yard line, and looks like they're going to go in to score before the half. All of a sudden call a couple passes when they hadn't really called that, didn't get in, and big time stand for Bryan to get the ball back here to start the second half, only down 20-7. Right now, just kind of, if you're Bryan, you've got to reset, slow everything down a little bit, get back to your offense, which is really kind of the quick kind of run and gun passing offense here, where Nate can get more to groove a little bit. So that's the biggest thing. It just looks timing's off, but defensively they're going to have to stop the run game and all the different looks and options that Van Wert's been throwing at them.
Yeah, so, not a lot of offense at all. Miller is your leading rusher with 69 yards on 11 carries. Then you got Dom James with 5 yards on 2 carries. Dean has 3 yards on 1 carry. And then Tressler has 1 yard. That's the touchdown.
Yeah, I think right now, again, they're running that zone coverage, and very similar to what Bryan does. And a couple times they're running the inside slants that have worked. They've run a couple just little shoot screens here. The one was intercepted for a touchdown. So those are the kind of things they'll talk about. They've got the kind of offense. We've seen it since last year that they can come back and score very, very quickly and get back into the game. And one of the things you got to think about is Titus Rohr not being in the game is a big deal, where you have a 6'6" guy that you can't throw kind of those crossing routes, mesh routes to at the moment.
Well, Nate Miller is 4 for 8 passing, including 1 interception. He has 20 yards, I'm sorry, I take that back, 32 yards passing, all to Connor Arthur.
Right, and most of those were on stop routes, you know what I mean? So what Van Wert really wants to do is not give up that chunk play. The biggest chunk plays have been him running around when they're deeper down, trying to take the deeps away from the passing game. So they're going to have to take the little tiny kind of dip and dunks, the Tom Brady style of things, and get it down the field. And not only will they score and get back into a groove, you keep the ball away from Owen Treese, which is a big-time deal right now.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our BHS band performance. Before we do, we want to thank all of our sponsors bringing you the broadcast tonight here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, including American Family Insurance, Andrews O'Neill & Lowe, Bryan Parks and Rec, Starks Heating and Cooling, AmeriMade Realty, and newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger. Those sponsors bringing you the game on Q96.5. Want to thank our BMU TV sponsors, Bryan Ford Lincoln, King's Flooring and Furniture, Northwest State Community College, Crow Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Municipal Utilities, High Speed Internet, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Jason Deach Collision and Customs, and Veterans Services of Williams County. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Bryan High School Marching Band live here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com. King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. They have just what you're looking for.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for...
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Halftime at the Golden Bear Sports Network. It is 20-7. Van Wert leads over Bryan. Here's the Bryan High School Marching Band.
Our opening show is themed around movies. Currently in the theaters is a movie about a musician who discovers he is the only person who knows any of the music by the Beatles. From the movie Yesterday, here is the Bryan Marching Band performing their show opener, She Loves You by the Beatles. The Group Queen has been a powerful source of music for the Bryan Marching Band. Last summer, the music of Queen returned to prominence with the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. Our next song did very well on the U.S. charts in 1979, but has grown in popularity over time. Tonight, we hope you'll have a real good time as we perform Don't Stop Me Now. behind the song on the end is unbelievable. What is a short story by Ray Bradbury, Celestial Event, or a simply titled song by the Good Peoples Before Smile.
Either way, despite the title of the movie, which became our show closure, which adds an undercurrent of classic rock to tonight's show. From his 1973 album, Double Brick Road, from the Rocky Rocket Man, here is Elton John's Saturday Nights All Right.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Here at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we understand that each person is unique in their own way.
We help families honor the lives of those they love by highlighting what made their loved ones special and honoring the legacy that was left.
Funerals are only limited by one's imagination and what they feel is appropriate.
Please allow us to work with you when the time comes to provide compassionate and personalized service for you and your family.
Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we are always here when you need us.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Keeping children safe.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Looking for tickets to any event? Z Seats can get them for you. Want to see Hamilton in Indianapolis? Luke Bryant in Noblesville or Fort Wayne? Any event, any city. Best of all, Z Seats sells the tickets for less than all other ticket resellers. Plus, there are never any service charges or hidden fees. If you're looking for tickets, any tickets, call Zach Hazlett at Z Seats or visit them on Facebook.
Wert leads the Golden Bears of Bryan. Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher with you, and Brandon, Bears have a little bit of work to do here.
Yeah, but this is better than what we thought it was going to be. You go down to the 4-yard line with a minute left, and the way Treese is playing, we thought for sure it was going to be 26, 27 points that they were going to get, and all of a sudden tried a couple passes out of nowhere. It didn't quite work. Great stand by the Bryan defense, and now you get the ball back. You got a chance to kind of breathe a little bit, take stock of what's going on, and maybe adjust your game plan, which the coaches are really, really good at doing last year. So that they'll do that now. Try and hit some seams here, trying a couple more slants, and see if they can get into that zone a little coverage a little bit more than they did in the first half.
What do you do on the defensive end of the ball to stop Treese?
Right now, it's not even the edge that's the problem. That's what we thought coming into the game, is him getting the edge was going to be the issue. They're running up the middle, and a lot of the, pulling the tackle and the guard at the same time is giving them the lead in the hole. So sometimes you try and get on the guy's hip and follow him down the line and take the running back out. Other times you're just going to have to start putting guys, linebackers, to fill the gap quicker. And really right now, as far as I can tell, you can follow their guard. Their backside guard really has told the play every single time, but they're mixing up. Sometimes you pull both guards. Sometimes you pull a tackle on a guard. Sometimes they're kind of spreading out, almost like a zone shift kind of blocking look, and let Treese take it up the gut. And it's just really, really mixed up kind of running attack that they're doing. It's impressive. I think in some way you almost got to stack the box maybe a little bit and make him throw the ball, because he's thrown it a few times, hasn't really had to yet. You got to try something different, because if they keep controlling the clock, it's going to be much tougher to win the game.
Yeah, you definitely haven't had to let them throw it all. They've done it all on the ground.
And that's why, I know I said it before, but I was so shocked with those plays they called down at the end. I'm glad they did. It worked out well for us, but talked about a kind of a seam route that has worked down the hash for them, a couple swing routes that have worked, but one, I think, out route that was kind of a drive look that they got with a shorter guy going out, deeper guy going out, and they got that. But other than that, I don't know how many passing yards he has, but I bet half of them came on the one play. Yeah. So their biggest adjustment right now was maybe fill a gap, fill one of those, maybe bring another backer up, and maybe even bring a robber up. They've got a position that's a safety. You call a robber in that cover 3 where you bring them up and take away the short stuff away. That's maybe take a backer one side, bring that safety up on the other side, and just make him throw the ball right now, because running the ball he's doing way too well. And so is, how about Nate Jackson as a sophomore, 170 pounds. I mean, he's tough to tackle right now. So but I don't count out Nate Miller in that offense at all. They have a tough half. They played way too well. The coaches do a really good job last year and all of this year. And you got Connor Arthur, Austin Dean. They can put up some points. So that was only one half. They got a whole another half to go, and I expect to see a lot of points here off of some good adjustments at halftime.
Let's take a look at some league scores at the half. Wauseon and Fairview are tied at 7. Archbold over at Hicksville 43-0. Evergreen is down to Otsego 14-0. Delta is down to Macomb 28-0. Liberty Center 14-9 over Tenora at the half. And Swanton is down to Rossford 21-7 at the half. And Patrick Henry up on Lake at the half 23-0. And I think that's all the NWOL teams. Well, Bears will have it here. They did not make the mistake and do the wrong defer.
Seen it one time. It's unbelievable.
So it's going to be Austin Dean back along with Connor Arthur. Arthur's going to step right at the 10-yard line. Dean just passed at the 12. And McAlpine, the kickoff for Van Wert. Kick is in the air. Coming up to field it is Dean on the run at the 25, at the 30, runs into a host of defenders and is down at the 31. Boy, he had the Jets turned on right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't started squibbing it yet. The McAlpine kid doesn't really have a strong leg. Seems to be, doing well as much as he can. But right now, you keep kicking it back to Arthur and Dean, and it seems like we've almost broken a couple of them already. So wouldn't surprise me to start squibbing it if they score again or any more kickoffs.
Start of the third quarter here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malanga and Brandon Fisher with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Week 1, Bears trail 20-7. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. One back in the backfield. That is Dom James. In motion is Dean. They'll hand to Dean. No, they'll keep. That's going to be Miller on the quarterback keeper, and he gets just maybe a yard, maybe 2. And looked like he was going to hand to Dean, but he faked me out.
Yeah, fake handoff there on the motion, and kind of came back. The tailback just is really a lead blocker in that for Nate to go up in there. And again, if you're the coaches, you've got to figure out a way to both get it down the field and get short passes going here to get them kind of moving and grooving. But you got to hold on to the ball too. You can't have a 3-and-out and give it back to them constantly.
2nd and 7. Ball is spotted at the 33-yard line. In motion, it's Arthur. They'll pitch back to Arthur. Arthur turns the corner at the 30, up to the 35, out of bounds, and he is pushed out of bounds. And where are they going to spot that? They're going to spot that inside the 35-yard line. Nope, they're going to spot it at the 34, yep.
He ran, I think, 50 yards total, and he got a yard.
Yep.
Really good play there by the Van Wert defense. Didn't give up the outside and kept kind of getting the outside shoulder of both blockers. Dom James had a block. Another receiver had a block down the field. They got to the outside shoulder really well and strung that play out.
So 3rd and 6 from the 34-yard line. 4 wide receivers to the top of the screen. They got Dom James kind of in the slot there. Miller in the backfield by himself. He'll roll out to his right, look downfield, throw the ball, almost picked off, and that was intended for Connor Arthur. And Miller hits the deck after the throw. And Connor Arthur is confused as to why that ball went where it did. I don't know if they misread there or he slipped or what.
There's the other thing that's concerning is I really haven't seen Van Wert blitz a lot. It's been 4 guys, and because they've got so many DBs back there, we're talking about 5 DBs to stop the spread, and that's another one of those drive concepts we talk about where closer guy to the boundary goes short, other guy goes deeper, and all of a sudden that could have been picked off.
What is going on? They've spotted this ball down at the 31, but it really should be spotted at the 34. So they've got a mistake here on the spots. We don't want to give them 3 extra yards. I don't know what they were thinking there, but they actually marked the ball down where Miller ended up, and that's what happened. So now Fireover will be into punt. He will punt from his own 20-yard line. The snap is back. Fireover puts a foot into it. It is a high punt, not very good. It's going to actually hit a Van Wert player. Oh, my goodness. I thought that hit on Nate Jackson, but apparently not. That came awfully close if it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't really bounce, in an odd way after that. I thought it hit him too, but apparently it didn't. That was pretty close. Very, very wobbly short kick, and that's one of those things that's dangerous if you're the punt returning team.
Wow, that would have been crazy had that happened. So the ball will be spotted at Van Wert's 34-yard line. They already lead 20-7 here, and pretty much offensively it's been all them. Bears had just the one drive. So Van Wert will get back to it. They've got 2 backs in the backfield. They've got 1 receiver on the far side, 2 on the near side, which is the wide side. Now a back will go in motion. They'll throw to him, and incomplete.
That's
and
twice.
That was Nate Jackson.
That's twice they've run that swing route out of that motion. It's been a really good throw, and they've dropped it, and they've got their blockers set up down the field, and they're going left to right down the field is what we're seeing, and that went to his right. What a great throw again. I know he's got to be getting frustrated as a coach if you run those and you got it wide open, you can't make the play.
We had Tanner Barnhart out there as well as Ian Cowan. Now he's got 3 receivers on the near side here.
Same play they
ran
to the
left. and he gets bumped and stays on his feet, and he's going to throw, and wide open is Connor Pratt, and he will take it to the 20, to the 5, touchdown. Wow, a busted play out of nothing, and they score after the ball was spotted at the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. So that's a 66-yard touchdown pass, and I believe that went to the sophomore Connor Pratt, number 3.
And that right there is going to be one of the most frustrating things to watch on film, because I watched the D lineman for Bryan, I believe it was Noah Trussler, had a big hit on him, did not wrap him up. He didn't go down and ran away and made that play. And good job by the line initially, because they actually had Barnhart wide open down the seam, the same kind of fake a scissor seam route, and he couldn't get rid of it. You've got to wrap up right there and make the play. You can't allow that to happen.
Absolutely. The point is up, and that is good. So that makes the score 27-7. Van Wert opens up a 20-point lead here early in the third quarter, 10:34 remaining. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Looking for tickets to any event? Z-Seats can get them for you. Want to see Hamilton in Indianapolis? Luke Bryant in Noblesville or Fort Wayne? Any event, any city. Best of all, Z-Seats sells the tickets for less than all other ticket resellers. Plus, there are never any service charges or hidden fees. If you're looking for tickets, any tickets, call Zach Hazlett at Z-Seats or visit them on Facebook.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 27-7, Van Wert over Bryan, 10:34 remaining third quarter. Chris Malenga and Brandon Fisher, and Fish a 64-yard touchdown just a minute ago for Van Wert on what looked like a busted play.
It really was. They had a guy wide open, and like I said, I kind of equate it to a slip screen in basketball where it looks like they're going to cross, and he just goes right up the field. They couldn't get it. Great rush, but you've got to wrap him up. He is too good of an athlete. Unfortunately, tried a big hit. Didn't really work. He got out of it, and that happened. So it looks like all the coaches, I saw it, and I think they all saw it pretty quickly too, and made sure everybody knew about it like they should, because right now he is really controlling this game.
The ensuing kickoff went out of bounds, which means that will be spotted at the 35-yard line. So the Bears catch a little bit of a break, except they've had pretty decent returns all night. So this is not different field position for them. Let's see what they can do, though. Miller in the backfield, in the shotgun. He's got Dom James with him. 3 wideouts to the top of the screen. Motion over to the right side. That is Dean. Quick throw. There's Arthur at the 40. Out to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Connor Arthur. That's what you're talking about. Wow, Connor Arthur on the 65-yard touchdown pass. And wow, what changed there, Brandon?
Just like we talked about earlier, they ran some stop routes, really just getting the gap of that zone. And we said it, you know, you can't take really huge shots down the field. You've got to get in that 6-7 yard kind of spot and just stop, find a gap. Great throw, quick, and a really good block on the outside. Instead of going straight up the field, he brought it to the sideline and got the corner and outran Owen Treese that time down the sideline. Great job by Connor Arthur.
High snap on the kick. Fireover puts it up, and it is going to be no good. So it makes it 27-13. So each team has now missed an extra point. And with 10:22 remaining here, third quarter, the Bears are making this one a game as Van Wert leads 27-13. Back after this on the GBSN.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com.
Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that...
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, the Bears have drawn within 14 points of Van Wert. It's 27-13. Fish, we had back-to-back touchdowns of more than 60 yards with a kickoff in between.
Business is picking up in a hurry. I love it.
Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher with you, and Van Wert scored on a 64-yard touchdown. And then Brian, on their first play on scrimmage, they were starting from the 35 because Van Wert's kickoff went out of bounds.
We beat them by a yard, then, you're saying.
That's right.
All right.
It was 65 yards. It was a kind of screen pass almost to Connor Arthur. He took it to the sideline.
Yeah, it's exactly what we talked about. Worked early in the game, just a stop route in a gap. Again, you can't throw 50 yards in the air against this zone. You can throw those, and he broke it with a great block.
Fireover's kick will creep towards the out-of-bounds marker and will die out of bounds. Twice now we've kicked off out of bounds on both of the possessions.
Yeah, I mean, each team is trying to angle those things so you don't get a big return. But right now, I think the grass is probably a little wet. I'm not a meteorologist, but I bet there's a little dew on there and it's skipping out. So that's a tough one, though. I mean, a couple times both teams have almost broken some of these kickoffs. So now all of a sudden, here we go again. And are they going to make him throw it? I don't know. There's been the one time he's gotten a big throw. The other time was really just on poor tackling that he got the throw off anyway. Now they got 5 guys up on the line. That looks like an adjustment to me.
Yep, they've got 1 wide receiver top and 2 to the bottom. Handoff, that's going to be to Jackson. Jackson is
still
stopped short, and he picks up about 2 yards on the play.
Yep, great adjustment by the coaches. We said it kind of halftime. Maybe you have to get him put it in the air instead of 4 on the line. Now we got 5 there. Where you bring somebody up. Looks like they brought Brevin Dekrosh, who really is that kind of robber kind of player that came up all the way to the end there. So now you put 5, and you make them make some sort of adjustment on that and put the ball in the air.
Now we have a Van Wert Cougar down on the field. I'm not sure if that's Nate Jackson or not. He was hobbling a little bit earlier, but not sure if that's him or not. He picked up 2 on the play.
Kid runs hard.
Yeah, he does. We talked a little bit about the weather. It's 67 degrees right now and clear.
You got to be impressed with them. I mean, we talked about the fact they don't have their starting running back, Jake Hillary, who is 6'2", 205 as a senior. That's a big boy out there running the ball who had around 1,200 yards rushing last year. So great job filling in here by the sophomore. Now you kind of ask, who are you going to put in?
Yeah,
you got 2 running backs out.
Yeah, you do. And, you know, looking down their roster, Caden Bates is listed as a running back. He's a sophomore. They've ran Connor Pratt a little bit as a wide receiver running back. That's the guy they've kind of stacked in there. Levi Newell's listed as a running back. He's a senior. Damon McCracken, a freshman, is listed on the roster as a running back. So they've got a couple options at least listed on their roster. Whether any of those guys are available to do that, we don't know. It definitely is Nate Jackson that's down on the field, and they're looking at his knee. Like, I don't know if it's just a cramp, but they're kind of stretching his hamstring area out.
Well, he had a heck of a scrimmage against Crestview. You saw on film. I mean, he had over 100 yards. He was cutting plays here and there all over the place. And tonight, I think he's had a great night. I don't think he's had 1,000,000 yards, but he's made a lot of yards after contact, especially for a small sophomore.
They're going to bring him to his feet and help him up, and he is gingerly walking off. I think it looks just like a cramp.
That's cramps. Get the pickle juice out and take a swig.
That's right. So let's see who the next man up is. Perrysburg now up our week 2 opponent, Woodward, 39-0 in the third quarter.
Perrysburg's good.
Yes, they are. All right, so let's see who they bring in. Trying to get a number. They got 1 back in the backfield. I think that might be Connor Pratt. And nope, it's going to be Treese on the keeper. He'll pick up the first down and more all the way out to the 50-yard line.
And now that's a similar play to what we've seen. That's an adjustment by Van Wert now when you put more guys at the line and they're getting up the field to take away kind of that shovel, the option stuff, the mesh points. They just let him get up the field, and he went right up the middle. Just kind of, you don't even really have to block him. Just kind of shade him out of your way when they do that.
It's going to be senior Levi Newell that's now in at running back. 2 wideouts on the near side, 1 on the far handoff. This is Newell. He gets stopped about 6 yards after he takes it.
Nice
out
hit.
At the 45, and that was a big hit. And
Logan Clemens came up from the safety spot and made a real big hit.
Clemens was honorable mention in the league last year. And we had some whistles, and I don't know what we got. We had another person down. That was 52, Colin Place. The offensive lineman was down. So I don't know if he'll have to come out for a play or not.
I think that's a big deal for them because I think he's had a great night. He was the one that really had the big kind of pancake blocks down the field to get them down on the second drive. And he is 6'4", 250.
Yeah.
Outside of him, they don't have anybody over 210 on that line, or 215, so they get a lot smaller if he's not in there.
And he's down on his knees, kind of, sitting on the field right now. And we're going to take a real quick timeout, 30 seconds, back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Van Wert with the football, 27-13. They lead. 9:15 remaining, third quarter. Clock is running. They are at Bryant's 45-yard line with a 2nd and 5 to set the scene. They just had their left tackle, Colin Place, out after an injury. They'll throw a quick play over to TJ Reynolds. Reynolds will take it up the sideline, gets close to the first down, and then a pile will push him back. But I think his forward progress will give him the 40-yard line, which would be good enough for a Van Wert first down.
Hitting starting to pick up all of a sudden. You got a couple of huge plays, and the energy gets up, and getting later in the game, it's fun to watch. North Dallas 40 style out there to get some hits on people. I like it. All of a sudden, you got energy in the building, and that was a really smart play. Get rid of the ball quick. You got a left tackle in there. You just lost your best lineman. If I were them, if you're going to throw it, you got to get rid of it fast.
Place will hand off now to 25. That is Levi Newell. He is going to be your spelling Nate Jackson. So 25 Newell will pick up about 2 yards on the play, and that'll be 2nd and 8. Ball is spotted at the 38-yard line.
Good thing for a left tackle if you come in this offense. It's not really a drop back passing offense. A lot of rollouts, things like that, a lot of pulls on run plays, so that should help him out if you bring in a new guy.
Spencer Adams is the new person. Treese with it. He'll throw downfield up top. Barnhart out by himself, and he will catch it. Boy, Connor Arthur was in there and almost had a hand on that one, but Barnhart will pull that in at the 11-yard line. Wow.
I thought he intercepted it. Like it hung in the air. He was wide open down the seam. Again, they're running these right down the hashes, and now they go hurry up.
One back in the backfield. 2 wideouts here, 1 to the far side, and Treese will keep it. He'll go left side, and he will get stopped inside the 5-yard line.
Nice hit by Nate Miller.
And that'll be 2nd and goal now. And the ball is spotted at the 4-yard line.
Now there's another one where they gave up the edge, though. I watched, you got Preston Ankney, Nick Harold on that side in the D-line, bringing fresh bodies in. They gave up the edge on that ball fake. You can't do that. Nate Miller came in and laid the wood on that one and stopped the touchdown. They've got to keep the edge on this, on any sort of option read.
Bunched in the backfield with 2 running backs. Treese with it. He'll go left side, try to cut through, and he is going to get into the end zone. So with a 4-yard touchdown scamper, that is the quarterback keeper, Owen Treese.
And that was honestly a broken play. They tried to do a fake. He looked confused and just went ahead and ran right up through the line. And that's just so disheartening on that long ball where you think you got to play and it's in the air, and Barnhart makes the play for his team. And all of a sudden, what a big-time response here from Van Wert.
That makes it 33-13, so this point after will give them up by 3 touchdowns if it's good. Each team has missed some extra points. Kick is up, and it is a wounded duck, but crawls over the line for the point, and that makes it 34-13, a 21-point lead for Van Wert. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 7:18 remaining third quarter. Van Wert has just gone up by a score of 34-13 here in the third quarter. Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher, and Fish, that was a pretty good drive put on by Van Wert.
Yeah, it was, unfortunately. And right now, there's really no stopping Owen Treese at the moment. The ball that he threw was really just kind of high, lazy ball, but you can give a receiver like that who's 6'3" and athletic a chance to make a play, and Barnhart made the play.
Kick is up, and it is going to be picked up by Arthur. Arthur will bring it up to the 25, the 30, 35. He'll bounce out to the left side. He has a little bit of a seam out to the 40, 45, and he's dragged out, and that's a horse collar. Yeah. Absolutely, flags coming from everywhere as Connor Pratt pulls him down from the collar, and that'll be 15 more added on to a nice return by Connor Arthur.
We talked about it. He's got some of our best plays have been on the kickoff, and they keep kicking it to him. Instead of angling it, if I were them, I would kick it out of bounds. What a great job of hesitation there and burst right through there. A couple good jobs of blocking to get him to the outside. And huge play. Corn Dog has come up big time in the passing game and receiving game so far.
That's on the 47-yard line is where that is going to be marked from. So they're going to march that one off. That'll be 15 yards. And that will set up the Golden Bears well into Van Wert territory. That comes all the way to the 30 or the 37 the other way. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. 34-13 they trail, and it is 7:09 remaining in the third quarter. Let's see what they can do with a somewhat short field here. 5 wideouts, 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side bunch. Nate Miller by himself in the backfield, bringing Dean across. They'll hand to Dean, and Dean is just pancaked and knocked for a big loss. Actually, they're going to give him some forward progress, but it really was backward progress as it's a 3-yard loss.
Keegan Hammonds again.
Yep.
Keegan Hammonds, we talked about it. Coaches said that's their best defensive lineman. He's made some big-time plays, and, I mean, he went right through their swim move and he's taking that motion guy away. What a big-time play for him.
So the Bears go in the wrong direction. It's 2nd and 13 now. Ball is spotted at the 41-yard line. 1 back in the backfield, 2 wideouts each side of the field. Miller with it. Miller going downfield, and it's going to be broken up by Barnhart. I think that was Connor Arthur that was intended for. Barnhart got his hands in there and broke that one up, and that was Connor. And that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, maybe I think that's the only time we've really seen a shot taken downfield like that by Brian, and really was a good throw. It's another 50-50 ball, and right now Barnhart is 100% on the 50-50 balls on both sides.
Absolutely. So this brings up 3rd and 14. Bears will have it here. They've got 3 wideouts to the far side. That's the strong side. 1 back in the backfield, 1 on the near side. Miller in the backfield, shotgun. He'll drop back. Now he'll come up through the middle. He will pick up 4 yards and get inside back to the original line of scrimmage of the 40 or the 38-yard line and no more. And it's going to be 4th down, and it looks like Nate Miller at least wants to go.
And there's an adjustment the coaches have made where they're now chip blocking Keegan Hammonds, and when you are a D tackle, they're bringing Dom James, the running back, over to chip block him to get him some help, get our line some help on this kid because he's playing so well and bull rushing right now, and it's just messing everything up. And that's with 2 guys on him. He's getting in there, and unfortunately now you got to punt.
Bears will punt a low snap. Fire over it will punt it. It'll come down, and the Bears have to jet down, and they're actually going to get good field position out there, and they're going to get them inside the 7-yard line, and they're going to actually spot that at the 8. So a good punt right there. You always run that risk of kicking into the wind there, kicking and getting it into the end zone for a touchback, but the Bears did a good job of hustling down there, and they kicked it over the head.
And I know there's going to be somebody that says, well, why don't you go for it? You're down by 21. Well, you know what? You got 5 minutes left in the third quarter. There's a long way to go, and you really haven't stopped these guys when they've had the ball anywhere by the 40, 35 at all, and 4th and 9, and you're struggling at the moment. That's a good call to me to make that decision. Pin them down. Maybe they make a mistake, get a stop, and then you've got another shot. So I absolutely would have done the same thing there.
Another Van Wert player is down on the field and being stretched out. Let's see if we can pick up a number there. He's at about the 25-yard line. Bears are huddling up right now and try to catch that injured Van Wert Cougars number.
A lot of cramps going on.
Yeah, just a little cramping, and he's up, and that was number 54. That is going to be Parker Conrad.
I mean, it ain't even hot out today.
No,
it's weird. I didn't think there'd be that many of those, but first game happens every year.
Right now it's 67 degrees, in fact.
I'll take it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. And 5:32 remaining here, third quarter of play. It's Van Wert 34, Bryan 13. Thanks for joining us here opening week on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I hope it's this weather next week, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be out in the elements, man.
We're going to be outside in the elements.
You bring one of them umbrellas we have on the patio just in case?
Just in case. I think you're right. So 2 wideouts each way. They'll run a guy out of the backfield. Treese looking. Now he'll pull down and run. He is going to be sacked down in the backfield.
There we go. Great play by the defense. Took away all 4 receivers, swing route, 3 guys down the field, and great job of keeping him inside the box where he couldn't come back and get across.
And that time the tackle was made, not just a big hit, but they were persistent to make the tackle, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball at their own 7-yard line.
Yeah, there's no big hits on him. I've seen him get hit hard once, and he stood straight up and threw a 60-yard touchdown.
Yep, absolutely.
Go to his legs.
Go to the legs. All right, double people in the backfield. That's going to be a handoff and sweeping across, getting up to the 20-yard line and more. That's 25. Levi Newell has come in to spell the injured Nate Jackson. So that'll be good for a first down.
Yeah, like we said, it's just when you're getting your pulling guard stuff to work every play, that's the most concerning thing right now, because it's not even Treese having to run and scramble around, make a play. That's a design pull again that you know is coming, and they're still getting their yards.
1st and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Treese in the backfield, 2 backs with him, 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. They'll look over to the line of scrimmage for the play. Treese will change things up just a little bit. Snap comes back. They'll hand off to the back. He'll get through, squeeze through, and pick up about 4 yards, and I think that was Newell again. And that's going to pick up about 4.5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 5, they're going to say. Ball is on the 34-yard line of Van Wert. This drive started at their 7. They picked up the first down, and now they're threatening again. 2nd and a long 5, close to 6. Back in the backfield, 1 wide out on the far side, 2 on the near side. Treese with the quarterback keeper. He'll go up the middle and on the dive play and get up to the 30, about the 29-yard line, short of the first down by about 2 yards. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Any sort of option, you got to hit the quarterback. If you're the end, you hit the quarterback. Hit the quarterback right there. That was a fake pitch. He went for the fake, and he turned it up and got another, 4 yards, and that's something that's so frustrating, because I know they prep to try and make sure you take the quarterback away out of the run game.
So this will be 3rd and a long 2. Ball is spotted at the 29-yard line. They need to get to the 31. 2 backs in the backfield. Treese will hand off. This is Newell. He will come up and run over the Golden Bear receiver or the defender at the 26-yard line, 36-yard line.
Just really shuffle motion by the up back and goes right up through right through the 4-hole immediately on the right side, and that looked easy for them. And again, it's very frustrating when you're just not winning the point of attack right now.
Levi Newell, 5'7", 185 pounds, 170 pounds, excuse me. He's a senior. He remains in the backfield. 3 wideouts, top of the screen, 1 near side. Treese will keep it on the ground. Out to the 45, to the 50, 45 the other side, and he's dragged out of bounds down at the 40-yard line of the Golden Bears.
You made one of the oldest moves in the book. You're running fake inside on the safety, and then Juke can go back outside, and they got him about another 15 yards. And right now, that is another just fake design quarterback draw right up the gut where he's getting to the outside, and that's a really big pursuit up the field, where I guarantee the coaches are telling their D linemen to stop getting up the field so much. It's not a drop back pass that you're going after.
So 1 wide out top of the screen, and Jay Dameron's going to have to get up there quickly to cover him. Barnhart's in motion. They'll hand off Newell
There
in the
it was.
backfield.
Now this time they brought DB up to the end, just like they had earlier with Dekrosh. Now they bring Fireovid up to the left side of the line. That way he can get down the line, get flatter, instead of going up the field and make the tackle. Good tackle, good play there, getting to his legs and getting down the line.
I think they had a mismatch on that side. They had Jay Damron covering over there. I think Connor Arthur wanted to be out there on that guy. So they switch, and actually Damron will come off right now. So
Well, right now it's all hands on deck. I mean, you got to go full bore, get everybody out there.
2nd and 10. Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line of Bryan. Van Wert with the football and the lead, 34-13. Treese, quick throw out to Barnhart. He will be stopped about 4 yards after a 4-yard gain, rather.
Yeah, just a roll out to the left, 5-yard out route, and they're really playing it safe. You can feel them just taking the air out of the place, just slowing down, and they've got the big lead, they've got the ball, and right now the adjustment by the Bryan defense is to take Adam Fireovid and have him take away that edge, because Van Wert has 2 guys blocking to get that edge for their quarterback in case he wants to decide and take off, and Fireovid did a nice job right there. You know, it's not something people will notice or put on the stat sheet, but he got around both guys to their outside shoulder, beat him to that shoulder, made him throw the ball, and instead of giving up another run for 15 yards, you give up a 5-yard play.
Officials over to talk with Van Wert's sideline. And they'll roll that clock, 1:30 remaining. Treese will hand off, and Newell will cover and cut the line, and he'll pick up about a yard, maybe 2. And that is now 4th down with 1:22 remaining. And if you're Van Wert, do you kick this ball away?
I would punt immediately, because right now we've had really 2 big plays for Bryan's offense, and the way you're kind of taking the air out of the place and the way you've driven the ball most of the game, I would definitely punt and try and make him go the whole field.
So Arthur back to receive the punt.
They are punting, yep.
He will stand at his own 5-yard line. Barnhart will kick it away. It's going to drop and go dead at the 7-yard line, and that's where the Bears will take over. So 30-yard punt, 1:14 remaining, 3rd quarter. Bears trail 34-13. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger is a great group of experts with a common goal: to serve the legal needs of this area with the greatest degree of integrity and excellence. Along with that, they respect and support the athletes in tonight's game for their determination and teamwork. An attorney's relationship with their client is like the one between a coach and their player, a position of trust. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger are proud supporters of all the athletes and wish them continued success always.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Bryan starts at their own 7. Dom James will lose a couple of yards on the carry. You got to play it safe here inside the shadow of your goal post.
The problem is you start going sideways and string it out. That's not really, you know, what Dom would be wanting to do. He wants to get up, and the coaches, I guarantee, want him to get up and get up the field. But it's tough. They string it out like that. It's a good job by the defense. And right now, there's a huge deal. Van Wert, the Hammonds kid, number 65, who's caused all the problems, is out with cramps. So hopefully we can take advantage of it.
Colin Place is back. So he was out earlier with some cramping. 2nd and 12. Quick shot, and that is going out to Austin Dean. and he is tackled right away. And
see,
boy,
now
they
that's
let him tackle high.
Well,
right on the,
yeah, I mean, that's a hitch route right there, but it's a lot further outside, so you got to maybe another half second to get to the guy while the ball's in the air. So I would think they'd want to go back to try and getting into the seams, the hashes, and doing those stop routes that worked earlier.
So a 3rd and 7, ball is spotted right at the 10-yard line. It looks like this is going to expire the 3rd quarter of play. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's Van Wert 34, Bryan 13. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Does your dream home include a lakefront property with a stunning view, vaulted ceilings, finished basement, and a 3-car garage? If so, you need to call Misty King of Amerimaid Realty and ask about the gorgeous home she has at 726 Shoreline Drive in Holland, Ohio. Located on Hidden Harbor Lake, this incredible home boasts some amazing features, including a permanent dock, private lake with 2 beaches and a sandbar, a phenomenal trellis deck spanning the entire back of the home, and more. Phone Misty today at 633-4997. Amerimaid Realty, your hometown real estate pro. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services presents another way to make you feel better. An annual checkup for your heating and cooling system. They'll do a thorough exam and make sure your system is running safely and efficiently, because a checkup today keeps the breakdown away. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services is also offering 0% financing for up to 72 months on select Lennox equipment. To learn more about a new system or to schedule your checkup, call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services at 800-329-4040 today, or go to starksph.com.
Back out here at Bryan High School. This is Bryan High School football on the Golden Bear Sports Network, BMU Channel 3, BryanSports.com, and WQCT Bryan. And look at this on our screen if you're watching on the replay. Isaiah Taylor is going to play the drums upside down, standing on the track there. The Bears need to get right side up here as it is 3rd and 7 with the ball on their own 10-yard line.
As of right now, you need 3 scores in 1 quarter and to hold them to none. And the way they're moving it, that's a tall order. But I don't doubt this offense at all. You've seen them lead us where they can score in bunches. And if you're Van Wert, they are known for their zone coverage, and they're probably going to keep with it. So you got to take your shots
4 wide for the Bears. Here's Miller, and Miller's just going to be stopped. And he is losing 5 yards. Boy, he had 4 wide there, and just not able to do anything with it.
Yeah, defensive end, I mean, got in there immediately. He took about 3-4 steps to try and roll out and have that kind of out routes that they do with some depth. He didn't even get a chance to get outside the pocket before he got hit.
And now we're going to get a timeout for Bryan. We're going to keep it right here, though, and thank our sponsors. I wonder why Mikey Wolf's going to punt. Bryan Ford Lincoln, King's Flooring and Furniture, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, Jason Deach Collision and Veterans Services of Williams County. They're bringing you the game on BMU Channel 3. The radio sponsors, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spengler, and Brininger, Amerimaid Realty, Stark's Heating and Cooling, Bryan Parks and Rec, Andrews and Illinois, and American Family Insurance. Right now on the main stop scoreboard, it is 34-13 Van Wert over Bryan. Taking a look at some other scores, it's Edgerton over Hilltop in the 3rd quarter, 53-0. Is Swanton down to Rossford, 28-7. Clay over Whitmer, 42-7. Ottawa, Glandorf, and Eastwood all tied up. Patrick Henry over Lake, 30-0. And let's see, Napoleon, of course, beat Defiance on Thursday night. Archbold over Hicksville, 56-0. Woodward down to Perrysburg, now 46-0.
That was a soccer score. I saw 4-2.
Yeah, there's a soccer score.
Never heard of 3 safeties.
Well. So Wolf is standing just on the outside of his own goal line. He will boot it, and it is going to be a low punt, and it's going to be hit and quickly at the 25-yard line. And that is where Van Wert will start the drive at the Bryan 25-yard line. Well, these guys have been able to score pretty much wherever you give them the ball on the field, but giving them the ball on your 25 is not the best option right now.
And Owen Treese is the punt returner.
Yeah.
So he's doing all this playing defense, quarterback, and the punt returner. And I think at halftime I saw him selling popcorn
He
to
was
the
in
Van
the
Wert
band.
fans.
He was in the band.
He was playing, dotting the.
Played some tuba.
That's unbelievable. I mean, it's unfortunate for us, and it's frustrating that you can't stop him. But right now, you got to give the kid credit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's hard. How do you replace Nate? I mean, how do you replace that guy who's got so many yards and 40 touchdowns? And right now, he's doing a heck of a job trying.
3 wideouts to the far side, 1 near. Treese will keep it. He'll get to the 25, to the 20. Breaks a couple tackles down to the 17-yard line. And they are having trouble, all sorts of trouble, stopping young Mr. Treese.
It's the quarterback draw again. You just have a running back with you. Really 10 personnel, 1 running back, no tight ends. And that running back runs right up through as a lead blocker, gives you an extra blocker. Another 8 yards.
Treese is 5'10", 175-pound junior. He played wide receiver in last year's game.
And he threw a touchdown.
That's right. Treese will hand it off. This is Levi Newell, who is coming in relief from Nate Jackson, who was injured earlier on. First thought Jackson had some cramping issues, but we haven't seen him back. They haven't needed him back, though.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Watching the film, I didn't think they were going to be as strong up front as they were last year. And you got to give this line some credit.
Absolutely.
Because they have made some holes. The pulling and stuff that they've gotten through on their leads, they've gotten to the second level all of a sudden to the linebackers. And right now it is causing a major problem.
34-13 your score. It is 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the 15-yard line. Treese with it, and he will get up for a couple of yards. Actually, he'll pick up 1 yard, they'll say.
Yeah, just another quarterback lead, and they're going both sides, but most of the time it's really been 3-hole kind of quarterback draw, so we just call it a 13 lead. Right now, Brian's putting 5 guys at the line. They've got backers in tight.
Makes it 2nd and 8.
And then they go back to the spread. They're just really changing up the look.
Yep. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Treese will keep it again on the keeper. Down to the 10, and he'll get to the 5 and get inside the 5, down to the 4. And he is just gang tackled by a bunch of Golden Bears, and he is just keeping his legs churning and moving.
Well, I mean, again, we just said 13, which 3-hole would be the left side and 5-hole would be the left side, and tackle off guard, off tackle, and it's the same exact spot that they've been going to. It just matters if they spread them out or not.
2 in the backfield. Treese will keep it, and he'll pitch it then forward, and he'll get a yard. I think that was down to, who was that?
Brevin Dekrosh actually followed the shovel guy and receiver right there and made the play. And that play right there is not as dangerous as you think. If you shovel it forward, it's still an incomplete if they don't catch it.
That was T.J. Reynolds with the catch. So now it's 2nd and 4, ball on the 4, 2nd and goal rather. And this drive started at the 25-yard line. Treese with it. He'll go in, get to the 1-yard line, and he is close to the goal line, but they're going to say he was stopped at about the 1. 8:36 remaining. Now the clock becomes your enemy, because you need 3 scores before you give them any scores.
They are taking their time like they should. You've got 18 seconds. You might as well use a bunch of it.
Absolutely.
Left side of the line for Van Wert has been really good this drive.
And we're going to get a offsides call, some movement. Well, actually, the Bryan people are clapping, so that might be, it is a false start on Van Wert, so that'll make it 3rd and goal from the 6. So that was a break for the Golden Bears.
You would think this is 2-down territory here, or 4 down, 4-down territory,
yeah,
because
absolutely.
There's no way you're going to want to just kick a field goal or anything like that here. You take your shot. If you don't get it, they get the ball at the 5.
They'll wind it back up. The clock is approaching the 8-minute mark. Van Wert 34, Bryan 13. And they got a whole 25 seconds to kill.
Okay, so I'm looking at the left side of the line, and they are both sophomores.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that is impressive.
Treese with it. He'll keep it. He'll get hit in the backfield, but he'll get all the way towards the line. And let's see, they're running in. Let's see if they give him the touchdown. No, they're going to say he was stopped shy. And I tell you what, if you're Bryan, you probably want that score to happen so you get the clock.
Well, I don't know.
Unless you can stop him on 4th down.
You're down by 21. I don't know if you can give this up, because you got to take your shot on 4th down rather than give up anything at the moment. You're down too much.
So
another quarterback lead. I would expect to see it again.
Stuff the box here. Let's see what the Bears can do. They'll put it back in motion. Now the backfield's empty. Here's Treese. He'll try to go over it. I don't think he got in.
Great stand.
Wow.
Great stand there.
Awesome. So the Bears will have 99 yards to go.
Yeah, but you had
no more points on the scoreboard.
You got to get a stop. You go down 28, with 7 minutes. That's almost impossible. So, now they took out their up back that's been their lead blocker and let him run by himself that time. I don't understand that because it's been working for you, but
I think they might have been trying to draw the defenders out of the box and account for that guy, maybe.
I don't.
But everybody knew in the stadium that Treese was
I
going
don't.
to get that.
I don't think anybody was fooled on that.
Grandma sitting down in the students by the student section there knew that he was getting the ball.
Now all of a sudden, you've got to score quick and go 99, and you can't give it up. So you got to get aggressive no matter what.
Bears are going to bunch it in here, one wide out, and it's going to hand off, and that's going to be all the way out.
Go.
And that is out to the 20-yard line. That is Dom James, actually going to be stopped at the 28-yard line. Couldn't see that number. I wasn't sure. I thought it was a handoff, but then I thought maybe 10 was running it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an 18-yard run right there on a bunch run, kind of just a lead play. They're trying to get out a few yards to get out of the shadow of the post. And they got all the way out there. Now you can let her fly, and they got to get moving a little bit. 6:50 to go, and you're down 34-13. You got a no huddle now.
Yep. Connor Arthur here on the near side, one wide out on the far side, one in the backfield. So they're beefing the lineup just a little bit. Quick shot. That's going to go out to Arthur. Arthur will get out of bounds, and he'll pick up about 7 yards before he gets out, and he'll be about the 30 or the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Van Wert's bringing a guy up to the A gap like he's going to blitz. Used to call it sugar, like bring a little sugar, and they didn't blitz. I don't know why, because right now we know we got to throw the ball deep.
Well, they're going to spot this shorter than I thought. Do we have some time issues, or he's wondering about the spot? I wonder. He had it, I thought, out to the 20-yard line.
I think it's more about the clock. They tried to stop going out of bounds. I think it ran some.
Let's see what they do here. They're having a conversation down here. Coach Redhead is.
I think he's saying that they tried to stop it. The refs made the signal, and not sure it got stopped. There they put another 12 seconds on.
All right, so now 6:35 remaining fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 5. Ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. Bears need to get 3 scorers in about the next 6.5 minutes. They trail Van Wert 34-13. Van Wert has controlled this entire game. And now the Bears will take trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side, one back in the backfield. It's Dom James. Quick throw over to Arthur. Arthur gets stopped, keeps his legs moving, and is going to pick up just a yard.
That was a hitch route with 2 blockers, and Owen Treese, I believe, came in and went right through one of the blockers, knocked him 5 yards back and made the play. He is impressive.
Empty backfield, 3 wideouts to the far side of the field. 2 to the near side. Miller by himself. Miller looks to run. Miller gets going, will stretch for the first down, and will pick it up.
65 again. Hammond's in the backfield, and Nate had no time really to kind of look and see any progression to get down the field. He had to take off and just get the first down.
Well, he picked up the first down, so the ball's going to be spotted about the 30.5-yard line.
They got to go. Clock's running now. Clock's running. There's going to be 15 seconds or so between plays.
They're still in a huddle, which if I were them, I'd be calling 2 plays. Trips to the far side of the screen, 2 to the near side of the field here. Empty backfield for Miller. Miller in shotgun. He has the snap. He'll go quick. Look downfield, and then he will have to break for it, and he'll pick up about 3 yards, and the protection was just too good. He was looking downfield in the direction of Connor Arthur.
That's Hammonds again. It's a fake hitch and then throw it deep to try and get everybody off. The Hammonds kid once again got in there and disrupted the entire thing.
4 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Empty backfield for Miller. Miller gets the snap. Miller looks. Miller will try to go left side, and it's going to be broken up. That was number 11, Barnhart, breaking that up. Bears were trying to get it to Dakota Shaw.
Right now they are almost triple blocking 65, the Hammonds kid, to try and keep him out of there, because he is getting low and leverage and getting a bull rush. And now you're 3rd and 10. You're obviously 4th down territory. You're trying to get it. I haven't seen him go to the middle of the field a whole lot yet. Maybe a dig route here, something, crossing route to get that.
Ball is actually going to be spotted 3rd and 8. One back in the backfield, probably in just as a blocker. 3 wideouts to the far side. Miller getting some trouble, and he is in trouble and be sacked. He'll actually lose yardage. He'll lose about 5 yards all the way back to the 28-yard line, 29-yard
And
line.
do you know who sacked him?
Who, 65?
Yes. It's so frustrating to watch because the coaches can't. They're trying to double chip him. They're trying to do everything. He is just right now going anywhere he wants.
Bears going to punt. Mikey Wolf into punt. Not sure why Fireovid's not punting. I haven't seen Fireovid at all lately. I don't know if he's injured. And the snap is fumbled, and he'll get something off, and it's blocked, and it'll get downed at the 41-yard line. So another short field for Van Wert, and the clock will stop with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, 4th quarter. Bears trail 34-13.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, this might be, it could be a time where you almost put your subs in right now. 21 points, 4.5 minutes, and if I was them, I would think about it where you don't get anybody injured. So impressive, unfortunately, but job done by this kid at number 65.
And that's exactly what the Bears are doing. Caleb Kepler, the junior's in. Cannon Lamberson, the junior's in. We also got Jay Damron is in. And then Van Wert will keep Treesim. He will hand the ball off, and picking up good yardage, 5 yards. That's going to be Levi Newell, and Newell came in as a backup to Nate Jackson, who got injured.
Now the other thing is, I can see Corndog on the bench. Maybe looks like he's shaking up a little bit, and that's something you really don't want to happen. Yep. Obviously, you know, you're not going to win this game now, but you cannot lose a kid like that.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's the case or if he's getting looked at or what, but you see the trainer with him, and I really hope that's not an issue. And because without Titus, it's already tough enough, and then you lose another athlete. So hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's moving around, should be fine.
2nd and 5 for Van Wert. Treese in the backfield with the back, Newell. He'll hand to Newell. Newell will come ahead, and we will be stopped immediately and maybe lose about a half a yard, but right now the clock is the enemy.
Good play by Brevin Decrosh coming down the edge. Again, getting flatter. We talked about it. You get too far up the field against a team like this that goes straight ahead. It's a bad news where they get this lead play going. Right there, you got really flat down the line, made the play.
It is 3rd and 5. Ball spotted at Bryan's 36-yard line. 3:16 remaining, and Van Wert's not going to snap that ball until it gets under the 3-minute mark of the game. Bears trail by 21, 34-13. And he's got 2 backs in the backfield now. Now one will go in motion as a receiver. Keeper to Treese. Treese moves up the field by about 3 yards, and that will bring up 4th down and about 4 yards. I'm surprised Treese is in, are you?
Yeah, I talked about that earlier. I really thought that you'd probably get the sub in there because he plays so much, you know, defense, returner, quarterback. He's taking some hits. You know, obviously he's in the band and probably, I don't know, has a side job somewhere. And guys, he's a really impressive kid. You got to be honest. So, yeah, I think right now you probably go for it on 4th down, and if you get it, you take your knee.
All right, ball is...
He might even pooch punt, Chris. It's one thing he hasn't done yet.
That's right. 2:16 and counting, and they're actually going to take a timeout to stop the clock, and that will probably bring a punt team in.
Now, this is completely a side note because obviously the game's over, but I think last year the whole thing started with a fake punt for no reason whatsoever, and that's how everybody really got upset.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this, and I really hope that won't happen again because you've won the game. They played well. Please don't try that again because it just really puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
Absolutely.
If I remember right now.
Yep, you're right. You're exactly right.
I'm no rocket surgeon, but I'm pretty sure I remember that happening, and that's how all the
exactly what happened.
after game stuff happened. So.
Well, next week it's going to be at Woodward, and Woodward was getting beat pretty handily. They lost 53-0.
They have lights, though.
They do have lights.
Okay,
The lights
good.
are permanent. There's no press box, though.
We couldn't see last time, and now that you think about, like, Van Wert's got to play here, and Brian's expected to be pretty good. Next week you go to Defiance, where they're improving, athletic. Then you play Walpock at home, and then you go at St. Mary's.
Yeah, they do not have a favorable schedule.
I mean, that is nasty.
All right, so let's see what happens. Treese is still in. He will keep it, and
oh, it's holding. Oh, it's holding.
They'll throw down the field, and Arthur almost knocks it over. Yeah, they did not throw that flag at all.
I saw Brevin Decrosh make a great play to get to the outside shoulder, and they pulled him down 4 or 5 times. We're going to have to buy a new jersey for that kid after that. And I know the game's over, but I love to see that, though. At least he's playing hard. Like, absolutely. This is, if you're a coach right now, no matter what sport, after you kind of get hit in the mouth here a little bit, not expecting it, you want to see who's actually going to step up. And that's why when coaches leave guys in, that's what you want to see, because you're sending a message for next week that we're not giving up after one bad game here.
Bears have the starters back, starters in. Although Cannon Lamberson is out as a wideout on the far side. Low snap for Miller. He'll quickly throw it. This is to James. James will break a tackle, get out to the 40, out to the 42-yard line. Actually, you're going to spot him at the 41.
That's what I'm talking about. That, like, he makes a play, runs over a couple guys where everybody thinks it doesn't matter. It matters to the team right now.
3 to the wide to the top of the field. 2 here to the near side. Quick snap, quick throw. This is fire over. Actually, that's going to be to Dean, excuse me. And Dean will pick up just a yard, and the clock is going to continue to run as we go under 1 minute and 30 seconds right now.
And if nothing else, you get some practice right now. Like, get them in, get some quick throws, get some stuff worked out.
3 wideouts top, 2 to the bottom. Quick throw, Miller. Miller loses the football. And let's see if the Bears recovered it. I think they did. That was Payne Frank that fell on it.
65 again.
Sorry, Tom Snyder. Excuse me, Tom Snyder fell on it.
It's 65 again. He got a sack and a fumble. I don't know what his stat sheet is, but it's not going to tell the story of how hard he plays. You watch him right now with a minute to go. I don't know why he's in the game, but
4th and 4. Miller is going to try to air it out, and he just gets pushed down.
He did it again.
And that was actually 14. Holden Riekert, who actually made the final push.
He was in there, but Hammonds was right beside him, split a double block, and now he looks like he's hurt. And this is what I'm talking about. You can see him down on the Hammonds kid for Van Wert's on one knee, and if he gets hurt with 50 seconds to go and you're up 21, that's probably something you're going to regret, because he has been impressive. Now you got to punt, and again, I give these kids a lot of credit, like Dom James. That was turnover?
Yeah, that's
you see Dom James actually playing tough, AD playing tough. Nate Miller's still out there battling it out. That's how you lead by example with great kids, no matter what the score.
Treese is there. That looks like they might be kneeling, and he does. So that's going to let that roll down, and actually don't know that they will need to snap it one more time.
And Treese actually placed the ball for the ref. So now he's adding another job to his resume.
he's
yeah,
spotting.
They could pay him too. Ref never touched it. He's ready to get out of here.
And looks like they'll do this again. And that is going to do it. And Van Wert is going to win this football game by a score of 34-13. So that'll do it. The Golden Bears will drop to 0-1 on the season. Van Wert will move to 1-0. They will play at Defiance next week in the Western Buckeye League. The Golden Bears will head to Toledo Woodward to play a non-league game. We'll be back to wrap things up from Bryan after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Here at Bryan Ford Lincoln, we have a tremendous selection of pre-owned vehicles.
We got big SUVs to small SUVs, plus a wide variety of trucks ranging from a Silverado to a Ford F-150. From a 2000 Crown Vic, low miles, under $4,000, to a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, low miles, under $32,000.
It's not just Fords and Lincolns, it's Kias, Hyundais, Buicks, Cadillacs. Stop by today and drive one.
You're one of a kind, unique in every way. Shouldn't your home be too? King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. 20,000 square feet of showroom with style and quality you won't find anywhere else. And they're an outlet store too, so you can find the pieces you've always wanted and not crush your budget. It doesn't stop at furniture either. King's has one of the largest selections of flooring and tile in the area. Find them on the web at kingsflooringandfurniture.com. King's Flooring and Furniture in downtown Defiance. They have just what you're looking for.
The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State. The academic advisors at Northwest State are here to help you develop and stick with a great education plan so you can get where you want to go. All roads begin at Northwest State.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Creel Funeral Service today.
Well, Bears go down to defeat here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 34-13. And it was Van Wert in control of this one the whole time. And Chris Malenga, Brandon Fisher, and you know, what do you think? What is
well, it's
what
surprising because there's a lot of optimism coming in. You know, Van Wert lost a lot of guys, and seeing them on film, I thought up front they were going to struggle. And really, to be honest with you, the sophomores they had on the line played like seniors at times, where all the pulls, everything else, you get through the hole, and they got to the second level. And you can obviously Owen Treese played like a man tonight. He made a couple throws here and there that were good, but he's just a tough kid to tackle. Where a lot more quarterback leads up and through the tackle. You're talking 3-5 hole, 2-4 hole, where I thought it'd be more rollouts and kind of busted plays that he was around. Really wasn't the case. So. Great job by him, you know, and their coaches. And the best player I saw on the field for Van Wert, Treese was number 2. I thought Hammonds, number 65, Keegan Hammonds, I mean, played like a man on the defensive line. We couldn't stop him with chip blocks from the running back, double team blocks. Nothing really worked, and it just took the timing away from Nate, who we know is a great player. We know our offense is going to bounce back. Everybody knows that. But you got to give him a lot of credit because all the pass and run and gun stuff that we do doesn't work if you just got that much pressure on you constantly.
I saw a lot of tackles in the backfield by linemen, and that's something that's very concerning.
Yeah, and the other thing is how many times you know are you looking to go downfield when you get down a score and then you get down another one, and you try. It's so hard to keep your patience as a football team, as an offense, when that's happening to you, and there were times when it seems like you couldn't stop them. You needed a turnover, and there's a couple times that they really stopped themselves. So I think they'll bounce back. You know, there's a lot of great players on this team. I really hope Connor's okay. It looks like he's kind of limping around at the end, and you got a lot of great kids on that team, man. They're going to bounce back next week, and one of those things where you don't really know week one sometimes. Hopefully right now they'll go regroup and get ready to roll next week.
Hopefully we'll get some injuries back. Titus Rohr, the main one. You take out a guy that's 6'6", 193 with some experience. He played as a freshman, I think, on the varsity squad. So this will be your number 3. Hope he's able to come back.
And that's a big deal because a lot of the stuff that Brian does is really a lot of crossing routes and mesh routes and stuff like that against that. And it doesn't always work against the zone coverage. You know, a lot of times you run that against man. Zone, it doesn't work as well, but still, there really wasn't a threat in the seam a lot without Titus in there, which was exactly what you do run against that zone coverage, kind of like Barnhart ran a little bit against us. So, you know, time to regroup. It's one game. Same thing happened last year, and all of a sudden they won 6 in a row. So it's not the end of the world, but it was very surprising just the difference in how Van Wert sophomores played compared to what you saw them on film.
Let's take a quick look at a couple of scores. Fairview over Wauseon, 14-7. That's in the fourth quarter still. Montpelier over Antwerp in the third quarter, 32-12.
Wow.
Let's see. Evergreen losing to Otsego, 14-0. It is Rossford 34, Swanton 14. Waynesfield Goshen over Ayersville 30-18. Holgate, it was beating Stryker 56-19. That was actually 8-man football. Archbold pounded Hicksville 56-0. Woodward loses to Perrysburg. Woodward, our week 2 opponent, 53-0. It is Macomb over Delta 41-0. Final, Liberty Center beats Tenora 35-16. It was Edgerton over Hilltop 53-6. Eastwood beats OG 21-14. Patrick Henry shuts out Lake 30-0. And of course, the other game of note was last night as Napoleon beat Defiance 21-13. Your Eden Blue Bombers are playing tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
They're playing at Ohio Northern against Newark Catholic, who used to be a big-time powerhouse and have lately been one in baseball too. So good luck to them.
So we will be at next week at Woodward. Fans, please be nice to us. We'll be sitting in the stands with you. They have a very small stadium, and so we will be there
They
in
do
the
that
stands.
on ESPN and baseball all the time. What's the difference between them and us, Chris?
Absolutely.
It's a similar operation.
Pregame will start at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Want to thank our sponsors one more time: Bryan Ford Lincoln, King's Flooring and Furniture, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, BMU Cable and High Speed Internet, Oberlin, Turnbull, Jason Dietz Collision, and Veteran Services of Williams County. Want to thank our broadcast crew. Our director is Eric Herman, our production assistant Chris Bryce, our camera people Shar Miller, Edna Clark, and Tony Malenga. Want to also thank our BHS Athletics Department, Chad Savage and Teresa Kuzmal. Thank you for your hospitality as well. You can order your DVD of this or any production by calling 419-633-6137. You can visit us on the web at cityofbryan.com and bryansports.com. This has been a production of BMU Video. This broadcast is copyrighted by BMU and the Board of Public Affairs for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without BMU's consent, is prohibited. One final time on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Thanks for listening on Q96.5 or bryansports.com. Watch the rebroadcast tomorrow, Saturday at 7 o'clock on BMU Channel 3 for Brandon Fisher. I am Chris Malenga. Final score from Bryan, 34-13. Bears lose to Van Wert. Have a good night, everybody.
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun.